We have in week number 8 a couple of powers collide from the OCC Cardinal as tonight Dublin Jerome takes on Olentangy Berlin. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. I'm Randy Reinhardt, alongside the football professor, Jeff Logan. And, Jeff, we got a couple of powers colliding tonight in the OCC Cardinal.
Yeah, we really do, Randy. And every one of these schools starts the season out wanting to win their conference, and that's what's on the line tonight. This is important for both schools. They're ensconced in getting into the playoffs. That's not a question, but they want to win their conference.
Nothing like being ensconced. I love that. Now, let's take a look at this matchup tonight. First of all, Dublin Jerome, the visiting school. They come in with a mark of 5-2 on the season, 1-1 in OCC Cardinal competition. Their head coach is a great one, Brett Glass, in year number 1, but for 7 years he was the mentor at Jonathan Alder. The last 2 regular seasons they went undefeated, and a guy to watch for them in the offensive backfield is the running back, Preston Everhart.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Glass before the football game, and they know that this young man is special. He's a Division I lacrosse player, but tonight he'll be 100% football. What impresses me about this guy, Randy, is the fact that on his touchdowns, he is averaging 38 yards per touchdown, so he can hit the big play.
And he's got 9 touchdowns altogether so far this season. They lost to Marysville last week, 34-0. On the other side of the field, it is the squad from Olentangy Berlin, coached by Mark Norrie in year number 4, the only head coach this football program has had, as the school is only in 4 years of existence, former NFL lineman and coach, and he's got a two-headed monster, Jeff, at quarterback.
He really does. Dylan Reyes is the throwing guy. Harrison Brewster is more of the running guy. They've combined for 7 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but Harrison Brewster, the running guy, has 11 touchdowns running the football. They say if you don't have one quarterback, you can't, you got too many. If you got 2, you don't have 1. I don't know what the math is, but it works well for these guys.
And it worked for Mount Union in Division III in the college ranks in the past, too. Last week, they beat Darby 17-7. Are you ready for some high school football?
Let's rock and roll.
More importantly, are you ready? What a matchup we have for you tonight as Dublin Jerome takes on Olentangy Berlin. Back with a kickoff in just a moment. You are watching Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place, right here on the CW Columbus. Thanks. Done. Welcome back to Bear Stadium. Let's get a look now at how the weather is going to impact tonight's game with ABC6 Chief Meteorologist Marshall McPeak.
As you're headed out to the games tonight, make sure you're bringing a little bit of rain gear. The chance of rain is small, but it's real. So as we get ready for Dublin Jerome to take on Olentangy Berlin, temperatures will still be in the 70s. It's really warm for this time of the year. Not really feeling like football weather so much, but it's that slight chance at a shower that you'll want to keep an eye on as we go through the evening tonight. By tomorrow, things are looking really nice for the Buckeyes and great for your weekend.
Thank you, Marshall. Time now to meet the third member of our broadcast team. To the sidelines we go, and Miles Harris. Miles.
Thank you, Randy. Now, when we talk about youth, Olentangy Berlin, they definitely fall into that category, just being a school that's only 4 years old. Now, these seniors tonight, they're actually the first class to be a part of this program from day one, and you can start to see that consistency with that program within this season because they're having a pretty tough one, strong one so far. Now, the other end with Jerome, they're actually coming off of a tough loss against Marysville, along with a Buckeye future in Gabe Powers, but you know what? That matchup actually was close at halftime as Jerome actually were just trailing 7-0. They look to bounce back tonight, but I got to tell you guys, Jeff, Randy, it's going to be a pretty tough task.
Well, Jerome won the toss and deferred. Berlin will get the ball going from left to right to start week number 8. And we are underway with the exciting touchback. Jeff will bring it out to the 20-yard line for the Bears. And offensively, as we mentioned, they can go with one of two quarterbacks in this contest because they have one that runs very well, one that throws the ball very well. So they'll huddle up along the sidelines for offensive coordinator Nick McVeigh. They use that spread. Sometimes they'll use a two-back look, but more times than not, they'll use a one-back setup. And they'll hustle the team out with Dylan Reyes as the starting quarterback for this contest tonight, a guy that has thrown for 761 yards and 5 touchdowns so far in the campaign.
He's the senior, Harrison Brewster, we talked about, a sophomore, the future of this team.
2 wide at the top, 1 to the bottom. And they'll hand it off on this first down play and get it up to the 20-yard line, and that is it. And then a spin move again, and Taberry gets away. And we'll get up across the 25-yard line. Check that out on the carry. That time it's Gavin Angel. So Angel's got the ball, and he's got it up to the 25-yard line. Angel, 39 carries, 141 yards coming into this contest. Watch Bennett Lawrence. He is the real deal at wideout. 25 catches, 321 yards on the campaign. Jason Harris has also done a great job. A guy that was a basketball player, now a multi-sport athlete. You see the other guys up front, good size. And you'll see that Jonathan Harder's a guy that will go to UC next year. Toss downfield and the pass underthrow. Great pressure on the play as they were looking on the out pattern for big number 1, and that is Jason Harris that we just talked about. Defensively, for the Celtics, Nick Huddle runs that, and they go with a 4-2-5 look tonight. Brady White's a guy that played in Watterson last year. Caden Lockwood, the real deal at defensive end. His dad played baseball at Ohio State. Also great play in the secondary as well, too. And Brady Sestelli and Chase Sigornis will anchor that secondary, and we already have the substitution at quarterback now, so we'll change it up and go with Harrison Brewster, the 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore on a third down scenario and about 5 on the delay. He's not going to get anywhere. He's going to lose a yard on the play. Great job to wrap him up. And the defense drive led that time by big number 55, Derek Hull, who's a guy that can play in the defensive line, but also as a linebacker, and he's going to start the contest tonight, Jeff, at linebacker.
Yeah, they went a little bit more beef back there at the linebacker position. There you see head coach Brett Glass working the sidelines for the Jerome Celtics. Good job by them. 3-and-out situation. Going to force a punt formation here.
From back at the 10-yard line, and the deep man for the Celtics back at their own 34. And there is the boot. And that's where the Celtics will take over as they make the fair catch at the 34-yard line in the breadbasket of big number 84. For the Celtics, and that's where they will take over. It's caught there by Jack Penny. So here we go for the offensive unit for the Celtics of Dublin Jerome. They come in at 5-2. Their head coach, Brett Glass, is also their offensive coordinator, and the guy calling the shots is Zach Shearhart. And they call him T-shirt for a nickname. You can see his vital stats and what he's done so far with 12 touchdowns and only 4 picks on a 1st and 10. We'll mark it officially at the 35-yard line. And Everhart on the first down play will maneuver up to around the 37, perhaps the 38-yard line. Short gain on the play before he's knocked down. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from there. And you take a look at that offense for the Celtics and some good guys up front, decent size. Paul Miller, a good leader as a first-year starter at center. Wiklinski is just a sophomore. In the backfield, we saw Everhart in that run. C.C. Ezram, the tight end, great frame at 6'7" and 210. David Adolph, the real deal as well, 225 catches, 490 yards and 7 touchdowns on the campaign. It'll be 2nd down and 7. They like those jet sweeps, and that time getting the ball and working his way across the 40 up to around the 41-yard line. On the plays, big number 33. And that is Nick Smith. And take a look at the defense now for the squad from Olentangy Berlin. Jeremy Ahrens handles that. It's a 3-5 stack. Austin Birchinall's a guy that started last year as well, too. And Lawrence, we talked about him as a wideout, also a great Sam linebacker as well, too. And in the secondary, Brewster's a guy that will play on both sides of the football, as will Gavin and Pethtel in the secondary. 3rd down, they need just more than 4 to move the sticks again. On a quick pop, the pass is complete out to the 42, and look at the nice move up to the 49-yard line, and enough for the 1st down there. As it's corralled by number 33. That is Luke Mclaughlin, correct that. They have 2 number 33s on the roster, so Mclaughlin makes the catch. We have a number of players with multiple numbers here, if you will. We've got a couple 33s and other numbers as well, too. But McLaughlin makes the catch, and a nice move, Jeff, to the inside.
Randy, he's the backup running back there, but they like to use him out of the backfield in passing situations. He came into the game with 20 receptions and a couple of touchdowns. As you look at the head man for the Berlin Bears, Mark Norrie.
1st and 10 on this wonderful home appliance solutions 1st down. Look at it inside the 48 to around the 47-yard line. We appreciate all the commercial support we have every year. And our 10th season now doing high school football here in the CW Columbus. And we got one player slow to get up now for the Bears. You can see it's big number 29 on your screen. That is J.D. Tompkins. Tompkins is the Mike linebacker, 24 solos, 14 assists, 1 tackle for a loss, and 1 fumble recovery. Time now to check out the Honda keys to the game. First of all, for Olentangy Berlin, first key for them, nick of time. And when we say nick, we are talking about the running back, Nick Tiberio. He has to be effective in this contest for them. Also, don't hibernate. The Bears have to make sure against a team like Jerome, who's 5-2, they've got to play 4 solid quarters of football. For Dublin Jerome, they got to have hearts. And when we say heart, they've got a couple of hearts to think about, right? We are talking about not only Preston Everhart, but the quarterback, Zach Shearhart. And then the other key is double duty. And what we mean by that is they've got a lot of guys that play on both sides of the football. They've got to make sure they are healthy and can make it all the way through week number 8. 2nd down now, and we'll call it 8 from officially the 48-yard line of the Bears. And this time they go around the right side, and Jeff, a direct snap that time to Preston Everhart, the running back, a little single wing action, if you will, and gets a nice gain inside the 42-yard line.
Yeah, they like getting him the ball anytime they can where he can get to the edge very quickly. And this was a snap directly back. You had the other running back, Luke Mclaughlin, back there with him. And this is going to bring up a 3rd and about 2 situation, Randy. Preston Everhart, very gifted over there. I mentioned to you in the open, a Division I lacrosse kid. He's probably going to be playing lacrosse in college at the D1 level. But, man, oh, man, he can actually, from a running back standpoint, he's an impact player.
Shearhart to get the snap this time. They need 2 on 3rd down. And Everhart's going to fight and churn, and the second effort gets him inside the 40-yard line. And from this vantage point, it looks like he has the 1st down. Yeah, when you look at Everhart, this is a guy with 4.5 speed, likes basketball and math, and Max School's also looking at him as a preferred walk-on when it comes to football if the lacrosse thing doesn't work out.
Good push by that offensive line right there in the middle. Mason Williams playing the right guard position, number 57. Talk about compact and strong, 6'1", 290, just a junior. Great upside for him.
So mark the ball right at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 from there for the Celtics. Early in this one, we played just about 4.5 minutes. And Everhart again with a direct snap will motor inside the 40 to the 39. Second effort will gain him about a yard on the play. Great job by that defense, too, that 3-5 stack. Jeremy Ahrens has been running that for a while. He was up at Olentangy and Olentangy Liberty.
Watch the finishing tackle made here by Kyler Hertzenrader, number 57. Watch him get in there and finish out. Actually 53 is who I'm looking at. Kyler Hertzenrader made the play. Number 53 came in there. This is a young man that really worked hard in the offseason, Randy, to put himself in a position to be a dominating player on this defense.
And a shot put and discus guy as well, too, during track and field season. 2nd and 9. Shearhart rolling left, looking, going, pass and picked off. Intercepted on the play up to near sidelines for the Bears. Inside the 50, all the way down to the 40-yard line. First turnover goes the way of Berlin as they get the pick and take it all the way down to the 40-yard line. On the interception that time, Nick Tiberio. When we talk about nick of time, there it is.
Yeah, Nick, one of those double-duty guys, Randy, playing both sides of the ball. And again, you can see pretty good throw here, but you got to get air underneath it, trying to get the ball outside to a wide receiver. And That is the turnover that Dublin Jerome could not afford.
But we've got a block in the back. I assume it's on the return. We'll see. We're going to mark the ball back to the 40-yard line. Our referee for the contest tonight is Justin Bradford. They're marking the ball back to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, ball will be in possession, though, of Berlin. They will get the ball. The infraction occurred after the interception was made.
And there's your officials for this contest. Justin Bradford, Ryan Smith, Corey Hessick, Darren Hess, Josh Hofstetter, and Shelton Stanley is your center judge. So indeed we have a 6-man crew instead of what used to be normal with a 5-man crew. So mark it 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line for the Bears. And it is big number 2 at quarterback. And the look and the pass is picked off the other direction to the 40, to the 30, down the sidelines they go with an envoy inside the 20 to the 10, all the way down to the 4-yard line. On the return, another number 20 with the pick this time. And it is Brady Sestilli who picks it off.
Well, the officials are talking about it. Brady Sestilli comes up, and this is one pick after another. How about this? Almost identical in terms of the play that was called and the defense that was run underneath. Great drop in there. And watch Sestilli. He is on this right now. Not a chance. The only thing that was a surprise there, he only got it down to the 5-yard line. Looked like he was going to take this to the house. A touchdown-saving tackle by Harrison Brewster.
And his dad is one of the Jerome coaches, too. He's got now 2 fumble recoveries, 2 fumbles caused, and an interception. And a 1st and goal now for the Celtics from the 5-yard line with 6:21 left to go in the first. It's going to be Everhart who goes right, then cuts left, carries defenders. Does he break the plane? No, he's brought down shy of the goal line. It'll be 2nd down and goal from there for number 5 and company.
You know, Randy, we've talked all season long about running backs being able to recognize where the hole is and put their foot in the dirt. Right there, you see Everhart puts that right foot in the, I call it the dirt, into the artificial surface here, and is able to get himself going north and south. That is the kind of way that you get that ball very close to the goal line.
Bennett Lawrence prevents a touchdown. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Everhart again with that little move. Does he break the plane? This time he does for the touchdown. So Preston gets his 8th touchdown on the ground this season. The first score goes to the Celtics, and there's another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF, and then it was 6-0.
Oh, good effort getting it into the end zone. I'll tell you what, the really good defensive play. There's the plant again, getting himself going up inside. But look at the team tackling inside by Berlin, and big number 68, Austin Burchinal, playing that nose tackle position. Looked like he had a pretty good stop.
Everhart ran the same way on the prior play that he did on that one. Started off one way, then cut it back. An extra point time is up, and it is good by Carter Holden, who is now 27 of 28 on extra points, and with 5:45 left to go in the first quarter. Jerome with the first score. We'll take a break on Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. One, two, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hasn't changed. 1, 2, 1, 2. Nothing's changed. 1, 2. Nope. 1, 2. So after a quiet start, Jeff Logan, a couple of turnovers leads to a touchdown for the Celtics, and they get the first 6 points of this contest. That's 2 plays in that drive after the interception returned by Sestilli. And Everhart on 2 carries combines for 5 yards, gets the touchdown. Takes 36 seconds, and with the extra point, they're up now 7-0.
Yeah, identical throws by each of the quarterbacks from each of the teams, ending up with a pick. And Randy, both of them guilty of not getting enough air under the football.
Holden with the kick. And this time we will have a return starting from the 4-yard line. Up to the 20, big gap up the middle, and nearly breaking it to the outside that time was number 1, Jason Harris. Harris saw the gap there, tried to maneuver to the near side of the field, and was one shoestring away probably from breaking that.
With so many balls do not get returned anymore, you wonder a little bit about the kickoff team making sure that they get themselves downfield, and you don't know that it's going to be a fair catch or it's going to be kicked through the end zone. And that time, it almost felt like Jerome got caught jogging down the field, not prepared for the return.
Dylan Reyes to quarterback the start of this series now, down 7-0, 1st and 10, mark it from the 31-yard line. Keep it on the ground and push it up to the 33, to the 35, and a great job to move the pile all the way up to the 38-yard line on that carry by Nick Tiberio.
Tiberio comes into the game with 342 yards rushing on the season, 5 touchdowns. Last year, he was their leading rusher with 6 touchdowns. And look at the legs just churning. I mean, that is a textbook job of keeping things moving in the right direction. You see his numbers so far this season.
You would know that he was nursing a sore hip last week, did not play. 2nd down and short, they need 3 to move the sticks. The quick pop, boy, that was a tough pass. And across the 46-yard line to the 47, I think they're going to rule that an incomplete pass. They're going to say the ball hit the turf at the 46-yard line. That was a last-minute, almost blind toss. You know, Fernando Valenzuela would turn his head when he threw it. Look at that. His head got turned forcibly that time, and watch the ball. It hit the turf right there underneath Harris, so it falls incomplete.
The official right on top. You're going to get a great look here from up above. Watch the ball here. Came loose. No question about it. Good acting job, though, by Jason, trying to make it look like he caught the football, but the refs were right on top of it.
3 to the top, 1 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield on this 3rd down play. Reyes with pressure from the backside will not escape it at the 36-yard line. Great job to come around from the backside by big number 44 on your screen to make the hit on the play. That is Caden Lockwood, the defensive end.
You know, they've been able to put a lot of pressure on Dylan Reyes all night tonight, Randy. And one of the things that Dylan has to do as a quarterback, he's got to sense that pressure, and at this stage start stepping up into the pocket. He's got to get moving up in there a little bit quicker, because the offensive line did actually a pretty good job of keeping the rush out behind him. He's got to move up into that pocket, give his line a better chance.
Spencer Conrad with the honors to boot it. Gets off a nice hanging punt. Fair catch called for and taken at the 28-yard line. And the Celtics up by a touchdown. We'll get it back with 4:18 left to go here in the first quarter. Well, join Clay Hall and Rodney Dunnigan for the best pregame tradition, the Football Fever. Tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. on ABC6, getting you ready for the Buckeye Showdown with Maryland at noon. Your thoughts about that, Mr. Buckeye?
I think this is going to be a game that could go similarly to the way it went against Rutgers, but I do like the fact that Maryland has the ability to throw the football, but they did lose their number 1 receiver for the balance of the season, so they're going to be hampered a little bit without their number 1 weapon.
On this Home Appliance Solutions first down, looking long downfield near side, thrown up for grabs, 1-on-1. Nice recovery to the football, and then it's incomplete as they lose the handle on the play. It looked like David Adolph had the position, came back to the football, and then lost it at the 37.
What a target Adolph is at 6'5", 195, the senior. This ball is thrown up for grabs, basically, and this is exactly what they intend. Let the big, tall guy go get it, and it looked like he had it put away, but a really good save in the secondary by Connor Gavin, really undersized. 5'7", Randy, having to cover 6'5", and Gavin got the best of that one.
10 inches, and still he wins. 2nd down and 10 now with 4:10 left to go in stanza number 1. Little toss and a little gap inside up to the 34-yard line, so a nice gain on the play as Mclaughlin gets it this time, coming from the right to the left, and that toss play opened up between the tackles. So a good gainer is going to set up a 3rd down and short now, just more than 2 to move the sticks.
A really good play call, especially because Olentangy actually, the Bears shifted right at the beginning of this play, shifted to the left, and they came back running to the right side of that defense and created a good opportunity to come up with some positive yardage. And again, Randy, these teams have got to figure out ways to put drives together. They've got to make some first downs.
Mason Williams with a great lead block. The right guard, 6'1", 280, and a junior likes hunting and fishing, math, and he's part of the rugby club.
Everhart back at the quarterback spot.
Showing a blitz, flag on the play. Everhart's got the 1st down and then some, up to the 46, maybe the 47, but the hanky rests at the 35 along the sidelines with 3:21 left in the quarter.
Dead ball, sideline warning, Berlin. That's the first of the game. No yardage is assessed. Result of the play is a first down.
So keep the ball at the 47-yard line as Jerome moves the football again. You mentioned Brett Glass, first year at Jerome as the head coach, 7 years as the head coach at Alder, 13 years there altogether. The 36-year-old, the career mark, get this, of 63-19.
Pretty impressive.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line. Misdirection in the backfield. It's Everhart bouncing it to the outside. Nice cut inside. Lost the ball, put it on the turf, and the Bears think they have it. They do.
Wow, that's a situation, Randy, where that extra effort ends up costing you. A lot of times you get those arms flailing around, and that ball can be stripped out. Again, a good run by Preston Everhart. He's able to bounce this play to the outside, but you got to take care of the family jewels, and that time he let it get away from him. Watch again at this angle here. You're going to see him put it out there. A strip tackle. Again, great play by Connor Gavin coming up from that cornerback spot.
And Bennett Lawrence with the recovery, his second fumble recovery on the season. So now it'll be the Bears getting the ball back in excellent field possession for their head coach, Mark Norrie.
Two big plays by Connor Gavin there, Randy, going up against the much taller receiver in Adolph, stripping the ball, and then now coming up with that fumble.
And 3 miscues already in this contest, and the handoff, and not a whole lot there, so they'll get the ball up to around the 47, maybe the 48-yard line. Angel on the carry there. We went 2 games with a total of 2 turnovers. We've had 3 here in this first quarter already. So Angel with a spin move, and he'll set up a second down. Got it back to the 48-yard line, and that's about it.
Harrison Brewster, the second of the quarterbacks we talked about at the beginning, currently got the keys to the car. Big offensive tackle right there, number 72 in your screen. That's Jonathan Harder. He is 6'5", 295, and he is a commit to go to the University of Cincinnati to play for Luke Fickell.
Second down and 10. They'll hand it off, and this time they'll get up to the 50-yard line, and that's about it. Pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be third down as we approach 2 minutes left to go. You mentioned Harder, a guy that they still think, too, Jeff, has an incredible ceiling. Hasn't reached it yet. It's 6'5", 295, and a senior. His dad, brother, and sisters, all great athletes, and a young man who likes science. And the ski club and first team all-league last year as they look at a third down. We'll call it 9 from the 50.
It used to be a time where you'd say, well, why UC? Why aren't you going to a big school? Well, things have changed now. UC is that big school.
I believe they beat the Fighting Irish.
Yes, they did.
Third down and 9. Blitz coming right up the middle. Pressure on, and they won't survive it. The Bears sack back around the 40-yard line. They tried to find a gap, and there was nothing there for Reyes as he rolled to his left, and the Celtic defense comes through with another big stand.
Well, look at the blitzes coming. They got 6 guys coming after. There is not a chance here. No way, no how you're going to make that work. Kyler LaRosa coming in out of that Celtic defense, number 75. Big dude in and of himself at 6'3", 285, just a junior making the play.
Returning starter added playing on defense midway through last season as well, too. So punting situation now for Conrad. And fair catch called for and taken back around the 21-yard line. And time now for a quick word from Ramos Roofing.
Your home is your largest investment. You want to protect it and everything within, but problems with your roof are not always easily visible. Most insurance companies recommend a yearly roof inspection to find issues before they develop into major problems. Ramos Roofing provides that inspection at no cost with no obligation. And if you need a new roof, trust your property to a 5-star rated company with the honesty, integrity, and respect to treat your home like their own. Call, text, or visit RamosRoofingAndRemodeling.com today.
It is Everhart on the first down play, pushes the pile, and keeps the legs churning. Jeff, you always talk about exploding into contact, and Everhart does a great job of that. Got hit around the 25-yard line, just seemed to keep pushing, and got the pile to move out to the 29.
Yeah, not a big kid at 5'11", 170 pounds, Randy, but you can see that he's got a lot of that power in his lower body, able to move that pile. Look at his big offensive tackle, Dane Wiklensky over there on the left side. His dad played offensive line at Purdue. In and of himself, 6'5", 230, a sophomore. A lot of room to grow.
And a big surprise for this team so far this season, a misdirection play, and Everhart gets it up to the 30-yard line. And that's about it, maybe to the 31. Let's see, they started to move the sticks yet. Let's see where they mark the ball. I don't think it's first down. It's not. They started to move the sticks, but the ball's only at the 30.5. So they've got to get about the length of a football to move the sticks yet. And that could be the last play of the first quarter, as we're down to 5 seconds. And that'll do it. One stanza, 3 turnovers, 1 touchdown. And after the first 12 minutes, the Celtics, the only ones to cross the goal line, 7-0. As we take a break after quarter 1 in week number 8 of Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, here on the CW Columbus.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Michelle Yang is a varsity swimmer at Dublin Jerome High School and is a 3-year OHSAA qualifier. Michelle has a 4.5 GPA. She is an officer in the business club and is the CEO of Silverays, her own sustainable clothing company. Congratulations to this outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athlete.
Big play to kick off the second quarter. Third down, less than 1 from the 30-yard line for Jerome as they're up 7-0 in this contest, week number 8. That is Everhart. He's got 1, he's got 2, he's got more than that. And we've got a flag as well, though, too, that's in that pile, entrenched at the 33-yard line. We'll see what that's about. Some 6 ticks into quarter 2.
They're going to take it away, holding on the offensive line.
Mr. Bradford with the whistle. And we'll move it back.
Holding. Offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty, third down.
To the sidelines we go, and Miles Harris. Miles.
Thank you, Randy. Now, I look on the sidelines here. Coach Norrie really trying to talk to his offensive line, trying to see what the Celtics are doing defensively. That's throwing everybody off on offense, trying to get his offense and really his quarterback more time inside that pocket there. Randy.
Yeah, they've had good pressure on the quarterback so far in this contest. We'll see what adjustments they can make as we look now at what was a third and less than 1, Jeff, at a third down and nearly 11.
Talked about the importance of these two teams being able to get drives that are going to continue, and with the 3 turnovers early in the football game, we certainly haven't had that.
Shearhart rolling, has time, guns downfield, and the pass at the 34-yard line incomplete. And a collision with the yard marker as well, too. So that's going to set up a 4th down situation now as the locals are digging it here with 11:25 left to go in the first half.
Yeah, Zach Shearhart, who is a transfer. Wasn't going to talk about the transfer portal happening in the high school level, but he is a transfer. Came over to Dublin Jerome from Grove City.
His family moved.
Yep, he did play over there a year ago, and getting the opportunity now to lead this football team.
And that's the thing, too. We were talking about MAC schools. They are not willing to commit too much to these guys out of high school because they can look at that portal now, Jeff, and wait till the last minute and maybe get somebody who's 20, 21 years old as opposed to an 18-year-old they have to groom. So feel bad for some of the newcomers. A low line drive. Will it be scooped up? No, they're going to let it roll inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. And that's where it's down by the Celtics. And again, you know, the Bears can't claim they haven't had decent field position because now a couple times they've had the ball near the 50-yard line. Coming up, the Music Go Round Coaches Corner. We'll hear from both coaches for thoughts on the first half. Music Go Round can help with all your instrument needs at 2630 Bethel Road and Gahanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. Check it out, Music Go Round. We thank them for their support as well, too. So 1st and 10 now for the Bears from their 41-yard line. Remember, they've got a couple guys that can play at quarterback. They alternate between two young men and a senior in Dylan Reyes. And also, number 2, Harrison Brewster, a sophomore. It'll be Reyes getting the nod this time again, 761 yards passing. Remember that in the past, too, they had a great quarterback here, Jacob Moeller, who's now at Walsh, who was first-team All-State, as we get ready for another home appliance solution first down. But a confab between Mr. Bradford and the crew right now.
They're having a conversation about where the ball is to be spotted.
Yeah, where was the ball initially touched? Remember, it was touched initially.
Ball will be placed at the 44-yard line.
Yes.
First down, Berlin.
That's where it was first touched at the 44. It was corralled at the 41.
That's what it looked like, Randy. The ball kept, they kind of pushed it there to get it back to the 41-yard line. Good catch by the officials.
Is that a Casper move there? A little Dave Casper?
Get away with what you can.
It's not a tight end, right?
Get away with whatever you can out there.
From the 44-yard line for Reyes and company. Looking near side, quick pop across middle, and Harris is separated from the football. They had him. And a flag at the end of the play.
Be interesting to see there. Probably going to get the taunting call. There was a lot of celebration going on by the Jerome secondary. It certainly didn't look like to me that any of it was malicious.
Unsportsmanlike is the call against the Celtics, so it's a 15-yard gift.
And one thing I've noticed about
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense, number 34, 15-yard penalty, result is a first down.
There's the hit right there, and you can see, you know, just a little chirping going on afterwards. Obviously, this is a no-tolerance crew because really nothing all that malicious going on after the play. You can see the celebration with his teammates, but the fact that he just bobbed his head a little bit, I think the official on the side decided to throw the flag.
Salim Hawk called for the penalty, marked the ball to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 from there now as we'll switch up quarterbacks again.
A little confusion on defense right now. As to formations, you can see very animated over there is Othman Taha, and it's going to get a timeout.
Timeout, Berlin. That's their first timeout of the half.
All right, so Olentangy Berlin will take a timeout. They have 2 remaining, and Jerome still has their full complement of 3 timeouts left to go here in this contest in the first half.
First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum, tonight at 10:45.
All right, so we have the ball now, 1st and 10. Mark the ball at the 41-yard line with 11:11 left to go in the first half. 7-0 as Berlin tries to mount a drive. And again, Jeff, back and forth between the quarterbacks. We've seen a lot of Dylan Reyes already and a lot of Harrison Brewster in this contest. So he's got first and 10. One man in motion now. And Brewster with an empty backfield. Snap over his right shoulder, will hunt it down. Can he get rid of the ball? He'll roll and get what he can and try to get near the line of scrimmage. And Jeff, with all that, he's going to wind up losing maybe a yard and a half, and that's about it on the play.
Yeah, well, you know, you take the timeout, you get everybody on the same page, and then you get a snap. It doesn't look like the quarterback, Brewster, was quite ready to receive that football, but he got a very fortuitous bounce. It came right back up to him. And they're going to live another day getting it back to the original line of scrimmage.
So mark it 2nd down and just more than 10 from the 41-yard line.
These balls do not come with handles. You got to look it in all the way.
Brewster's the running quarterback, but so far that's not the run he wanted to make. And this time, look at the pressure. 2 different guys in the backfield. Perhaps we're going to get the football. Brewster kept it, and he got nailed. There were 2 defenders, 1 on each. 1 on the quarterback, 1 on the running back. Talk about great coverage by the defense. Watch this one more time.
Well, Randy, this is a strong safety. Number 20, Brady Sestilli, who we've already seen with an interception. They are selling out the house. When they go to that spread look, they are going man coverage on the outside, and they are just bringing everybody against Berlin right now, and they don't have enough people in there right now to be able to block them.
Well, Miles talked about offensive line blocking right now. So far, they've got to find that elixir because the Celtics have been shooting through sometimes with just 5 guys. So it'll be 3rd down and long. They need 17, and we've got whistles. Do we have a false start perhaps on the offense?
And this is what generally happens when you start getting that kind of pressure on the quarterback.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 75. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Now, this is something that certainly that Mark Norrie, who you're looking at there pacing the sidelines, certainly can understand, a former offensive lineman in the National Football League.
Yeah, we mentioned that he was the offensive line coach for the 49ers in the past, recruited by Tom Coughlin, originally signed by the Steelers, played with the Steelers in Jacksonville.
It's like 4-man rush, dropping everybody else.
And on the keeper this time, Brewster to the right-hand side, trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Has that inside the 40, down to around the 35-yard line. Interesting call forthcoming now. You've got a 4th down and short at around the 35. Do you have to go for it here?
You can see how dangerous Brewster actually is, Randy, running the football. He's really been caged in most of the evening, but once again, and looks like there may be another penalty coming back against Berlin.
Holding, offense, number 20, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Flag resting on the far side, blocked by players at the 47-yard line. Take a look one more time.
Well, they got Taberio coming out of the backfield, and you can see the hold right there is where they threw it. Looked to me like he'd engaged pretty solidly there. He was going up against the linebacker, Othman Taha. And this crew is no nonsense tonight. You get close to a penalty, they're going to throw the flag.
And Berlin going the wrong direction now. 3rd down and forever. They need just about 26 yards to move the sticks, with 9:25 left to go in the first half. And Brewster still at quarterback. Little screen pass set up near side, up to the 45 and maybe to the 47-yard line, and that is it on the play. So the reception is made in the person of Nick Taberio. No flag this time. It'll be 4th down and long from the 47, make that the 48-yard line.
Boy, really good job for Jerome. I want you to watch Isaiah King come up, number 2. He takes on the blocker, so he's the one that kind of gives up his body, but he's the one that creates the opportunity for the rest of his teammates to be able to come in there and make a play. Nice move by Isaiah.
Punting situation now for Spencer Conrad and company. And before we can do that, we've got a flag along the far side of the field. Another false start called on the offense.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 1, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Right now, I think if you're the Bears, you need a cleansing breath just to relax, take a step back.
And, Randy, these are not the kind of mistakes that you expect a football team to be making, with their record in week number 8 of the season.
So now Conrad backed up to his own 28-yard line. And kicks it to the far side of the field and bounces off the hash inside the 25. Scooped up on the run that time. But Penny and company in contact. Do we have a late flag again along the far side?
Yeah, they're going to call a late hit out of bounds. Should have watched the timing of this. And again, the kick returner is going to take a hot ball and pick it up and run. And the issue is, here's a call.
And dead ball personal foul is the call against the Bears.
Dead ball, personal foul, kicking team, number 1, 15-yard penalty, 1st down, Jerome.
Live stream sponsored by Kroger Great Lakes Distribution Center. Tonight's game is streaming live on the ABC6 YouTube channel, the ABC6 News app, the CWColumbus.com, and is always available on your television right here on the CW Columbus. Well, we take a look at the problems and mistakes and miscues by the Bears on 4 of the last 5 plays. Yeah. And now the Celtics have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line, up 7-0 here in the second quarter.
The first quarter was all about 3 turnovers. The second quarter so far has been all about penalties. And I think Berlin at this point can feel pretty good that they're only down 7-0 with the number of mistakes that they've made.
Everhart looking long downfield. The pass inside the 25-yard line. Just barely incomplete on the play as he was looking on the play downfield for big number 7. That's David Adolph. Adolph, we mentioned, his frame too, as he goes 6'5" and 195, and he knows how to use that height. He's getting some looks from 1AA schools. His grandpa used to coach football in the college and the pros as well too, so he understands the game, according to Coach Glass, inside and out. 2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line. But they've got a big target too in the tight end. When you look at Adolph at 6'5", but you got Ezram to go 6'7" and 210 in the senior as well. 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 back in the backfield. And we'll toss it to Mclaughlin, who takes it far side. Nice little cutback. Boy, he's got great feet. Gets it down to the sticks and may have enough for a first down with 8:16 left in the half.
Yeah, good misdirection here and really good execution by quarterback Zach Shearhart. Watch the inside pitch here. Everybody's coming to the right with the quarterback. He pitches it back on the inside, and really a good positive play for Jerome. Good job, good execution. This goes as a forward pass.
Here's the latest now on Luke, what he has in this contest. He came in at 335 yards, so he's done that rushing, and he's done that now so far here in this contest. So 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line for Luke Mclaughlin and company. A guy that, we mentioned the chef too. When you look at him, the speed and the footwork, he could be a number one on a lot of teams. Ezra, the tight end, in motion for bottom to the top, and I think we're going to get a timeout called.
Timeout. Dublin Jerome. That's their first timeout of the half.
And each team with 2 remaining, and we'll step aside. With 7:43 left to go, the Celtics driving up 7-0 here on the CW Columbus. Fans, stay tuned for the Capital City Concrete halftime show. We're putting the Ohio Education Association spotlight on both schools playing here tonight. Get a beautiful new concrete driveway, by the way, by calling Capital City Concrete 614-371-9886 or visiting capcityconcrete.com. Entertaining first half. A lot of miscues so far in this first quarter and a half, and so far Jerome on top of the lone tally in this contest by a count of 7-0, thanks to Preston Everhart, who took it in from a yard out. Quick comeback pop. The pass is complete inside the 45, down the sidelines. 35, nicely done that time by the Celtics as the catch is made.
It's the right call by the official. Yep. It's going to be another late hit out of bounds. There's no question about it.
Penny made the catch on the play, but again, sometimes the frustration looms when you've had the problems that Berlin has had here in the second quarter, and they're kind of festering right now.
They just seem asleep at the switch right now and making the kind of silly plays that are not characteristic of this football team. Way too many personal fouls.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense, number 8. 15-yard penalty, results as a first down.
Watch the tail end of this play again. This ball took forever to get out here to the receiver. He's able to make a play. Jack Penny able to get. Now watch. You're well out of bounds. There's no reason in the world you make this play out of bounds like this. Good 2 or 3 steps out of bounds. And again, Randy, I think it's the frustration of the evening so far for the Berlin Bears.
Go the triad to the top now. Carson Stuckey is the middle guy. They're going to hand it off the right side, and short gain on his Home Appliance Solutions first down inside the 20 to around the 18-yard line. And you hate to say you're looking ahead, but if you're the squad from Berlin, you know that coming up on your schedule next week is Marysville, and they've been all world at 6-0. And the hesitation the head coach is to say, I don't want to talk about anything that's happening in the future, and you got to keep the guys focused. And you always wonder about that, but they're facing a challenge here in a team in the Celtics that are 5-2, and their lone losses on the season have been to Dublin Kaufman in overtime 49-42, and to Marysville last week 34-0.
Yeah, I don't think you can take this, be looking past the Celtics by any stretch, regardless of who you got next week.
Shearhart pops it in the flat to Everhart. He's got room inside the 10, inside the 5, and dives forward to the 2. He's got that ability to go low sometime, but there's also a hanky down. Resting at the 11-yard line, another flag at the 9-yard line with 6:45 left to go.
Good execution. They had 3 receivers out there just running streak routes and running people off. Get the back out of the backfield, dump it to them, make it happen, and See where they're going to mark this in terms of the call. There's a face mask against the defense. And the mistakes just keep piling
Face
up
mask,
for Berlin.
Defense, number 20. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
7 penalties so far in this game against Berlin.
And the turnovers as well, too. So mark the ball at the 1 yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 1 with 6:42 left to go. Is it Everhart time again?
Well, you would think so. Zach Shearhart lined up there at the quarterback spot, hands it off.
And undercut, and the ball goes into the end zone, and there's a flag on the play, too. And it's recovered by Berlin and the person of Brewster. Now, was there a flag as well? It could be a beanbag.
Yeah.
Again, the beanbag got tossed in there, and the undercut hit, I think, surprised Everhart more than anything else. Jars the ball loose. Brewster's got the recovery in the end zone.
Wow, that's our 4th turnover, and what a big break for Berlin. They were doing nothing right on that drive. Watch here. Trying to go over the top, jump. Helmet right through the football. Coming up to make the play was J.T. Tompkins. They call him the Hammer, and he was able to deliver the hammer. Watch here. Helmet right through the football. No question about it. Covered in the end zone for a touchback.
And what was the first thing that Coach Norrie said about him? He's good at plugging holes. A student of the game, and he did it right there last week against Derby. He had 10 tackles, made the big hit there, and now they get the ball back, dodge the bullet, and they'll have it first and 10 with a touchback at the 20-yard line.
Now the key for them is going to be, can they get a consistent drive going, Berlin, and put some first downs together. Looks like we're going to have a timeout for the Bears.
Berlin.
Yeah,
that's their second timeout of the half.
They only had 10 on the field, Jeff, so the 11th man came out a little late, so they opted to burn the timeout. That's their second one with 6:28 left to go. So you talk about not being in sync, and that's the sense you get from Berlin here in this contest in the first half. Yet, with that being said, I think they have to be lucky to be down by only 7 points. And on the other side, if you're the Celtics, and you're Dublin Jerome, you got to think about the opportunities you've had to march this out to a 14 or a 21-point lead as well.
You know, Randy, the best play that I think that the Berlin Bears have come up with was in the last drive there when they threw the screen pass. You've been getting so much pressure that is coming from the Celtic defense. You've got to do something to make them play honest on defense. Screen play, one of those things that can be effective.
And they love their RPOs. In fact, so much that they think sometimes it's the PROs. Getting that Coach McVay, the offensive coordinator, likes to pass it maybe more than he likes to run it. This time, pressure, and they get through that somehow. Boy, again, at the mesh point, Jeff, at the handoff, they were there waiting for the football, but somehow they're able to survive that. And on the play, Tiberio gets the ball up to around the 21-yard line, but they could have lost about 5 on that play.
Yeah, watch Tiberio duck his head, or he gets his head taken off. Right here, he ducks underneath the play. Good block up front, Randy, but the penetration you mentioned by Dublin Jerome is impactful, to say the least.
So mark the ball at the 21-yard line. Second down. Need just more than 8 now to move the sticks. With one back in the backfield. Quick pop by Brewster in the pass, thrown a little low into the outside of the intended receiver on the play, and that was Connor Gavin, so make it third down.
Yeah, that's a sophomore mistake back there for Harrison Brewster. And, you know, part of the problem is you got a young quarterback back there, a sophomore, and he has been pelted with Celtics all night coming at him from all different directions. He was looking to get rid of that ball as quickly as he possibly could. And actually, his receiver had not even begun to make the cut yet, and the ball was airborne.
Pelting Celtics, huh?
Yikes.
Sounds like something for Marshall McPeak. It'll be third down. Brewster gets the first down, tries to cut it to the outside, has more, all the way up to the 38-yard line before he's knocked down on the play. But enough to move the sticks and get a first down and a big conversion there for the Bears.
Well, every now and then we see the flashes of what the future might hold for this quarterback. This was window dressing, making it look like he was going to throw the football. This was a quarterback run the entire way, and really a good tackle coming up to make the play was Chase Zagurnis.
From the secondary, first and 10 now from the 38-yard line. It is Tiberio, and he's out to the 40 and maneuvers up to just past the 41-yard line. So they almost need a play like that, just a calming play and first down and pick up 3 to 4 yards. Meanwhile, if you're the Celtics on defense, Jeff, this is one of the more aggressive defenses I think we've seen all season.
Yeah, they are very active over there, Randy. And they'll line up in that defense in what they call a 4-2-5, which is 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. But what they're going to do is they're going to rotate one of those safeties up And they're sending a linebacker and a safety nearly on every play.
And Nick Huddle knows his program pretty well. Didn't work for it last year, but he was the D coordinator in 18 and 19.
There's the blitz again.
And they'll just maneuver off the right-hand side, and Brewster and company will get it up to around the 43-yard line as we are under 4.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Only one touchdown in this contest came in the first quarter by Mr. Everhart, and there's that young sophomore who's getting an education here in this first half. But a guy that against Olentangy had 60 yards passing and 143 yards rushing and accounted for 3 touchdowns. And against Orange, 172 yards passing and 57 yards rushing. So he is that multiple threat athlete back there at QB. Third down, they're halfway home. And
flag.
Yeah, we got a false start on the offense again.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. Number 14. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
And the penalties pile up. So 8th penalty. Mark it back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10 from there. Just at the 38-yard line with 3:48 left to go in the first half. But this time they're going to go with 3 wide to the bottom. 1 wide out to the top, 1 back in the backfield on this third down and 10. It's Reyes in there at quarterback. And can't get it off. Ball's free and recovered by the Celtics at the 41-yard line. Again, just no time to throw. Great pressure and really a great job of stripping the football. They're always ball hawking as well, too.
Yeah, Randy, it looked like he did a good job of stepping up in the pocket this time, but as it was collapsing, he got pressure from the back, didn't see it coming. And this is one that probably Harrison Brewster should have taken off and run with the football. Watch him step up. This is really good right here. But big play there by number 75, Kyler LaRosa, 2-time starter over there, junior, 6'3", 285.
Yeah, Reyes looking for an opening. He can't find it. LaRosa just covers him up. Ball squirts free, and now the Celtics with another chance with 3.5 left to go, up 7-0 in this one. And Everhart gets the snap, takes it inside the 36 to near the 35-yard line. That play has been effective for them.
Yeah, well, that not a very good mesh back there between quarterback and running back. It looked like there was some confusion as to what they were trying to do, and immediately Zach Sherhart goes over to the sidelines, and Preston Everhart, we talked about at the offset, had 11 carries for 44 in the first quarter. He's 13 now for 51 yards and the only touchdown in the game as the Celtics lead this thing 7-0.
And he picked up 6 yards on that first down play, so it'll be 2nd down and 4 from there. And this time he will hand it off, and they'll get the first down. And then some Mclaughlin 20 to the 10, looking back, and he's going to take it the distance for the touchdown. With 2:54 left to go, make that 2:44 on another Ramos Roofing touchdown. And you can get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF as Mclaughlin takes it in, and for him, that is his 4th touchdown on the ground this season.
You know, Randy, one of the stats that I gave you at the beginning of this football game is that Preston Everhart is the big play guy in the backfield. This time it's Luke Mclaughlin who just comes out of the cannon. Now coming into tonight, 40 carries, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns. A big play that time.
Holden for the extra point. There's a snap, plenty of leg. The kick is up. And we stand now at 14-0. Well, that's the thing. We're talking about one team with 2 different quarterbacks. Here you've got 2 different running backs that are alternating too. You got Mclaughlin, you got the handoff from Everhart that time. And Everhart, who normally is the running back, has been playing quarterback, shades of Dennison almost from the old days. And that time handing it off to Mclaughlin. That's the key that time, it looked like, on Everhart. So when Mclaughlin got to the outside, around the 15-yard line, found that gap and took it in for the touchdown. That was 2 plays and 41 yards. And that was a nice touchdown run of some 35 yards. And just like that, it's now 14-0 in this contest. To the sidelines we go, and Mr. Miles Harris.
Thank you, Randy. Now, I talked to Coach Norrie before the game, and I said, what is it so difficult when going against a team like Dublin Jerome and the Celtics? And he mentioned it's a lot of discipline, a lot of good coaching from that team. We've seen that so far, especially on the defensive side. And one thing that is kind of tough to see from Berlin so far is the penalties. We've seen so much penalties. It's a lot of turnover so far. So this is a big defensive matchup here. We'll find out more information from both those coaches going into halftime. Randy?
You know, 7 penalties tonight, as Miles was talking about, Randy, for 60 yards for them, and 2 lost fumbles and an interception.
And you know, the thing that gets me too is Coach Glass said that the Marysville defense last week was the best he's ever seen. Well, if that's the case, this is the 2nd place team in Dublin Jerome with the Celtics and their defense. They have been swarming. They've been all over whoever had the ball in the offensive backfield for the Bears here in the first half. Holden, little pooch kick that time, and it's going to be covered up at the 30-yard line. So the Bears with another opportunity with 2:44 left to go. And Jeff, when you look at Berlin on offense, what has worked well for them?
Well, Randy, the only, as I mentioned on the last drive, they had the little screenplay that looked pretty good, but you know, Harrison Brewster has had a couple of big plays running the football, but with the pressure that they are bringing right now, you don't have the ability, I don't think, to put the quarterback in the normal pocket and try and ask him to throw the football out of that. One of the things that Berlin has to do, I think, is they've got to start rolling the pocket. They got to be able to get the quarterback out of that mad rush and get back inside. Now, Dylan Reyes will go back in at the quarterback spot here. Harrison Brewster had the last series. This looks like this will be Dylan.
So mark the ball from the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 from there as Reyes goes straight back to throw. Down by 2 touchdowns. Throws it long downfield. And a pass at the 30-yard line. What a catch made on the play by big number 2 for Berlin. And that is Brewster. So quarterback to quarterback. But you get to see an athlete downfield. Brewster can do it in the backfield. He can also do it as a wideout as he makes the catch on the play for a 40-yard gain.
I guess this is putting your best 11 on the field, right? Get all the athletes out there. Throw this one up for grabs. And what an athletic move. Pretty good defense, I thought, in the secondary there. Not a bad effort at all. Back there was Quinn McCrabb, number 11, a senior. Looked like he had pretty good coverage on the play.
They offset 2 backs in the backfield now, and they keep it on the ground, and it opens things up in the middle for the first time in a long time. And off the left side, they take it from the 30 down to around the 25-yard line. So they'll pick up about 5 on the carry. It'll be 2nd down from there. As that time, Tiberio's got the ball, and he's got a nice gain. And the clock now motors under 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Also watch too, Bennett Lawrence has been on an island a lot down here at the wideout, number 8 for the Bears. Let's see if they try to isolate him. They also have Harris in the slot too, to the bottom, with a wideout to the top. And again, the backs offset in the backfield for Reyes. Keep it on the ground again. And the second search again. There was contact. It looked like big number 75 had a chance for him right there, and that's LaRosa at around the 24-yard line, but found that little gap, took it down inside the 20. The clock will stop, and they move the chains now momentarily with 1:31 left to go, and now it cranks again. 1st and 10 from the 19.
I've been impressed by the running backs on both football teams, Randy, doing a good job of keeping those legs churning and getting themselves going upfield, north and south.
And now it is Brewster at quarterback. Rolling, looking, throwing back, and the bubble will work. He needs a block. Wow. When you're the blocker and the lineman, go downfield, don't come back and try to help out that way. And that time the offensive lineman tried to come back and left nobody to help the wideout as he goes downfield and tries to make a play.
It just took too long to develop here, Randy. You got to get the ball out there right now, and you can see the reaction coming up to make the play. Again was Quinn McCrabb. Clock running down, 50 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2.
Sherman will lose a couple on the play, make it 2nd down, and just about a dozen as we're under 45 ticks left to go. Brewster straight back now. Pressure, rolls out of it. He's touched once, gets away from that. Oh, and undercut and knocked down. The player lost his helmet. He will have to check out for one play. Number 11, that is Quinn McCrabb from the secondary, who will have to leave for a play. Let's see if a timeout is burned, perhaps by Berlin. They only have 1 remaining.
Talk about being elusive. How about Harrison Brewster? Man, there was nothing there. He was able to make people miss.
They need to fire downfield right now, Jeff, as the clock is tipping down to under 20 seconds left to go, and they only have 1 timeout remaining. Goes back to throw, loses his towel, eludes the pressure, tucks, and I think he threw it past the line of scrimmage. If not, he was very close, and the pass falls incomplete.
Injured on the play, a little slow getting up there. You can see Harrison Brewster there, a little, probably more frustration than anything else. Clock stopped with 5 seconds to go.
Do you go for 3 here?
They're going to put the field goal team back out there, and they're going to mark this ball at about the 17-yard line, which will make this about a 35-yard field goal.
Well, so far in the season, Spencer Conrad, the sophomore, has range of about 40 yards. He's got 3 field goals so far in the campaign from the far hash. A young man who likes golf, soccer, working out in math, and part of the service club will attempt a 35-yard field goal.
Harrison Brewster, the holder on the play.
There's the kick. It is up, and they dent the scoreboard on the last play of the first half. So a moral victory, if you will, for the Bears as they get 3 on the board.
You know, the best part about this half is that it's over for both of these football teams.
That is
5
the end
turnovers.
of the first half.
and all of the penalties that we had. We'll have the full stats for you here at the halftime, but it is not going to be a pretty sight. Something you'd expect to see maybe in week 1 or 2, Randy, but not in week 8 from teams with good records like these guys have.
And remember, Jerome will get the ball to start the second half. So at the break right now, it is Jerome standing at 5-2, leading 6-1 Berlin, 14-3. Our halftime show just around the corner. This is Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus, and we're waiting for Miles Harris to go down to the sidelines and get our lead coach here in the first half. And I tell you what, I was impressed by that defense by the Celtics as well, too. They have been so stingy in this contest. And when you look at the total numbers on this team on the season, they have been very effective defensively. We mentioned the fact that they have 2 losses, and one against Marysville and the other against Kaufman. To the sidelines we go, and Miles Harris. Miles.
Thank you, Randy. Coach Glass here. Really strong performance there by your defense. What was working out so well?
Yeah, our defense just flying to the ball, making tackles, making big plays, getting the turnover there that led to our last touchdown was huge. We've got to do a better job of holding on to the ball ourselves, but we'll get those things fixed and expect a good second half.
On the other end there, those turnovers, how do you button those things up going into the second half?
He's just trying to make a play bound by the goal line and tried to reach for it, which we talk about you shouldn't do, except unless it's 4th down. But he's a good player. He's going to make some big plays in the second half. We expect a lot of him. We just got to hold on the ball.
Coach, good luck to you in the second half. Thank you very much. Randy, back to you.
Everhart and Mclaughlin with touchdowns, and Holden with a field goal at the break. 14-3. Jerome on top right here on the CW Columbus.
Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show, where the score is 14 for Jerome, 3 for Olentangy Berlin. Now I'm Miles Harris. Again, this is the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show. And all season long, the CW Columbus has been partnering with the Ohio Education Association to put the spotlight on outstanding educators making a major impact for their students. Now we take you inside Dublin Jerome, where what they're doing inside their doors is grabbing national attention.
One of the nation's highest education honors bestowed on Dublin Jerome High School.
We're actually a Blue Ribbon Award school. We're one of 2 high schools in the state of Ohio that have been awarded that this year.
Not once, but twice, Dublin Jerome High School has received recognition as being one of the best high schools in the nation for academic excellence and helping to close the achievement gaps among students.
Holds us to a high a bar and a high accountability, which we always have held ourselves to. You know, since we were originally recognized as a National Blue Ribbon School in 2010, you know, up until this year we're recognized again. I think that the standard in Dublin City Schools has always been very high, and we just strive to reach the expectation of our demographic.
I have the awesome opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. to be part of the representation to accept the Blue Ribbon Award that Jerome is being awarded.
On November 5th, Beth and administrators from Dublin Jerome High School will go to Washington to accept their award.
I am incredibly honored to be the person who gets to represent Dublin Jerome High School at the award recognition for the Blue Ribbon Award.
An honor to be accepted by a few, but to be shared by all who call Dublin Jerome High School home. Facilitating maximum learning. That's the mission of Olentangy local schools, and one of the reasons why Olentangy Berlin High School developed a broadcasting program.
It is how we get the news out to people.
But this is an opportunity, and many districts don't offer this. You know, we're so fortunate in the Olentangy local schools that we have all of these elective classes where students can take broadcast journalism and industrial design and all of these different things. And it, in the end, facilitates that maximum learning.
Freshmen to seniors being given the opportunity to learn and create content that is shared among their classmates. Going beyond Facebook and TikTok videos many their age create every day. Instead, these students are focusing on storytelling and communicating what Principal Todd Spinner calls family business.
If you're truly a family and you're truly thinking of this as your home, and a lot of our students get here at 7 in the morning, they may not leave until 10 at night. You know, with theater and band and sports and all those different things that happen late in the evening, because we're a family and this is our house, and that's what's important to me.
The best part of my job is seeing the students come in and get excited about what they're doing and go from, you know, having no experience in front of a camera or working in the studio or anything like that, and being totally, you know, flabbergasted at the tools at their disposal. And then by the end of the year, they are masters, and they are running the show. They completely take over the program.
Now, a really great broadcasting program they have there at Olentangy Berlin, and they're possibly creating the next generation of sports broadcasters. Now, don't go anywhere. This is the Capital City Concrete Halftime Show. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Capital City Concrete halftime show. Now let's go ahead and get you caught up on some games that are happening around Central Ohio. Now, before we toss things to break, we want to go ahead and take a look at some of the great moments from around the country.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard pass play. Another fake. It's Destin Wade, but he pitches to Keaton. The twin telepathy goes through, and Keaton Wade scores.
It's a touchdown, an extra point away from losing this game, so Arsenal gets the kick out of it. Pretty good one. It's off a foot, and how many times? Watch out. He's gone. It's a touchdown.
Look his direction, and now Whitfield extending the play, throws, and that he is intercepted, and what a grab. Unbelievable extension on that play.
Not a great sign. They're going to try to turn around. Williams with the inside pitch this time. That's actually a pass, and he did not go down. He had a hand on the ground. This may be a problem. This may be a problem. He's got one man behind him. He's going to veer off a little bit, but Antonio Williams is going to walk away and strike up the band for the Duckport Silver Fox.
I would Hail Mary at this point. Whitlock is going to keep it. Whitlock has a seam. Devin Whitlock all the way for the touchdown.
Right, and curve it in.
There it goes on the way. Oh, close.
He made it.
He made it. Are you kidding me? Helm. He scored on a touchdown earlier, and he does it again. And Mount Ridge wins the game in overtime.
live in 15 seconds. And welcome back to the Capital City Concrete halftime show. At the break right now, Dublin Jerome in this contest leads the squad from Olentangy Berlin by a count of 14-3. High inside the press box. I'm Randy Reinhardt alongside Jeff Logan. Entertaining first half, but the weird thing is we've had more penalties and more turnovers than we've had in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, no kidding, Randy. 5 turnovers in that first half, 3 in the first quarter alone. And then the number of mistakes that both teams have been making, the silly penalties throughout the game so far has really hampered what I think are 2 great performances by the defensive football team. We got a close football game when we shouldn't have.
And let's take a look at some of the highlights in the first half of this contest. 14-3 to tally. Early on, it was the miscues. There's a pickoff there by Nick Tiberio, and he takes it back. And you think that, all right, maybe things are going to be normal for a little bit. Wrong. Very next play, we have miscues again to another pickoff, and this time it's Sestilli who comes up with the interception.
Yeah, back-to-back picks there, Randy. Exactly the same play, exactly the same mistake by the quarterback.
And they press on with Preston Everhart from 4 yards, and then another yard for the 5th. Gets the touchdown for the first score in this contest to make it 7-0.
All right, now that was too good. Now we got to have somebody fumble the football,
well,
right?
Defense was the key here, and the pressure on the quarterback was always going on in the first 24 minutes. And the turnover there leads to this as Luke Mclaughlin is going to take it in from 35 yards out for the second score for the Celtics. They're up 14-0 at this point.
Yeah, Mclaughlin got some good blocking on that side, and finally we're able to break out and get a big play against the Berlin defense.
But the Bears, not to be denied, quarterback to quarterback, if you will, downfield. Reyes finds Harrison Brewster, and look at the adjustment and the lean and the fact that he focuses on the football and makes the 40-yard catch.
A really good defense by McCrabb, but that ball was perfectly thrown, and Brewster able to come up with the big catch.
And then we had a 35-yard field goal in the last play of the first half. So there are the numbers after the first 24 minutes of action in this contest. And you can look all over the place, but this is one of those games where you look at the bottom 2 lines and you see the number of penalties and the 5 miscues already in the first half.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, to have 8 penalties for 65 yards, I can guarantee you that Coach Norrie is having a conversation with his football team about the mental mistakes that they're making. 2 or 3 late hit out of bounds, and they weren't aggressive plays. They were silly plays, Randy, just from a standpoint of not concentrating on the things that are most important.
We talked about wrinkles in this contest. One team, Berlin, with the 2 quarterbacks, but it was the wrinkle that we saw from the Celtics, too, in the fact that they had the direct snaps to Everhart, the running back, a couple times. In fact, handed off to Mclaughlin for that 35-yard touchdown play.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've come out. And I will tell you this, the Jerome defense is as good and aggressive as any defense we have seen all season long.
They pinch so well. What I mean is they push everything to the inside. Jeff, they've got the size advantage, and many times it looks like they have the numbers advantage as well, too.
Well, if you're Berlin, one of the things you have to do is you got to take them out of those blitzes, out of that pressure, and the only way that I think you can do it is with screen plays or roll the pocket, get your quarterback on the outside on the perimeter, and try and make something happen.
I'm predicting a different script for the second half.
We'll see it.
You can find out with us. It's just around the corner, 14-3, the tally at the break. Second half, just around the corner, week number 8 of Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus.
Are we recording this? Thanks, Randy. Coach Norrie here. Now, Coach, I have to ask you, a lot of penalties in that first half there. What do you do to tighten those things up in the halftime?
Well, we got to be more disciplined. I mean, I think we had 8 penalties for 75 yards. We practically walked them down the field, so we definitely have to be more disciplined in that regard. We got to get a stop here on defense and put the ball in the end zone on offense.
Checking in on your quarterback, Harrison Brewster. Is he doing all right? What's the status there?
I'm sorry, I missed
On your side on quarterback Harrison Brewster.
Everything's fine there. Yeah, we're fine. Yep.
Awesome. Coach, good luck to you in the second half. Thank you very much. Randy?
Happy. Welcome back to Bear Stadium. 14-3, Jerome over Berlin here at the break. Glad to have you aboard in week number 8. And it's time now for a quick look at the Dublin Jerome Marching Band, who performed earlier tonight at halftime. This peak sponsored by Music Go Round Marching Band Sound. Check out any of their locations at 2630 Bethel Road and Gehanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. To the sidelines we go, and the head coach of the Bears standing by with Miles Harris. Miles.
Thanks, Randy. Coach Norrie here. Now, Coach, I have to ask you, a lot of penalties in that first half there. What do you do to tighten those things up in the halftime?
Well, we got to be more disciplined. I mean, I think we had 8 penalties for 75 yards. We practically walked them down the field, so we definitely have to be more disciplined in that regard. We got to get a stop here on defense and put the ball in the end zone on offense.
Checking in on your quarterback, Harrison Brewster. Is he doing all right? What's the status there?
I'm sorry, I missed
on your side on quarterback Harrison Brewster.
Everything's fine there. Yeah, we're fine. Yep.
Awesome. Coach, good luck to you in the second half. Thank you very much. Randy?
Miles, thank you very much. Let's check out some of the individual stats in the first half for Jerome. Everhart, the quarterback, 6 of 10 passing for 59 yards, 1 interception. Everhart carried the ball 13 times, 51 yards, 1 touchdown. He lost a couple of fumbles, 44 of those yards, Jeff, in the first quarter as well, too. Mclaughlin, 4 carries, a net of 31, even though he did have that 1 carry for 35 yards and a touchdown. And also for Berlin, we look at it, Reyes, 1 of 4 for 40 yards, lost a fumble. Brewster, 2 of 5 passing for 2 yards and 1 interception. He also had 6 carries for 13 yards and 1 catch for 40 yards. And Severio, 5 carries for 23 yards. You know, we talked about the Jerome defense, how stifling it was and how they like to pinch. Many times they tried to get outside and they couldn't do it, and that time great anticipation by Sestilli to make the pick and Brady taking it down the sidelines. And again, look at the pressure, Jeff. They're sending 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's the blitz there. That's where they're bringing all the heat inside, and there's just not enough blue shirts to be able to block them.
And again, look at this. The quarterback barely had a chance to fake the handoff, and before Brewster could do anything, he was drilled. And then Reyes, look at the pressure there. LaRosa gets to him. They get the ball, knock it loose, and just like that, that's what happened in the first half. And now we have a short kick, and fair catch taken, and it'll be the Jerome Celtics with the ball just past the 20-yard line to start the second half. So a lot of things going on in the first half. Many of them wrong for both teams, but especially for the Bears in the first 24 minutes.
At least they're playing aggressive on the defensive side. And Randy, a lot of that pressure that Jerome was able to bring, not necessarily always the front line, but they were bringing safeties up there, making plays, and it's just a mathematics deal there. You don't have enough blue jerseys to block them. You got to make sure you get away from that pressure as quickly as possible. And I think this first drive of the second half, though, will be critical.
And that's the thing. They still couldn't get to the outside either, though, could they? The handoff on the first down play. Flag already as they get the ball up across 25. Ball's free. It's scooped up by the Bears. The Bears have it. A flag resting at the 21-yard line. There's a beanbag at the 27, but the ball turned over on the first play. We'll see what the flag is all about now.
We're going to get a cut block against the offense.
Here's the call. Personal foul. Chop block is the call. And here's Mr. Bradford.
Personal foul. Illegal block below the waist. Offense, number 59. That penalty is declined. First down, Berlin.
They're not the offense anymore. The Bears get it back. Well, there's the big defensive play they wanted. They got it in the very first play for scrimmage.
Yeah, so much for not making mistakes in the second half. We've had penalties. We've had turnovers. Now we have a penalty and a turnover on exactly the same play. No question that ball coming loose. Spit right out of the hands of Preston Everhart and into the hands of a waiting Bear.
That was Connor Gavin, so 5 lost the ball to 5. That's the 3rd loss of the football by Everhart in this contest. So now the Bears have great field position at the 24-yard line. And they glide to the outside, get the ball inside the 25 to the 24, maybe the 23-yard line. So the move around the right side for Tiberio will pick up maybe a couple of yards on the play. A guy that was a good blocker in the past and really became a good runner. Really took over a couple of years ago when Johnny Spinner graduated from this program, and a guy that will normally touch it 20 to 25 times, although he'll have to work more to get that many touches in this contest tonight.
700 yards rushing a year ago in the COVID season of 2020 with 6 touchdowns. Tiberio.
2nd and 9 from the 23-yard line. Little toss. He'll take it to the near side. Has it inside the 20 and brought down from behind.
Oh.
They want a horse collar call on the near sideline. So far, I don't see a flag as the hit is made on the play by Taha.
I would think that would have been a fundamental call with horse collar. If you get your hand up anywhere inside that shoulder pad in the back, kind of like that, it is usually a call. Well, that is textbook right there, Randy. There is no question about that. And no flag thrown on the play.
So the ball now rests just inside the 20-yard line. 3rd down from there. They need about 6 to move the sticks. The roll, the pass, in the end zone, touchdown. The catch is made. A little bobble, but it's pulled down by Harris for the score. There's another Ramos Roofing touchdown. Get your free estimate on a roof by calling or texting 614-761-ROOF. Harris had a couple opportunities in the first half, and early here in quarter number 3 cashes in for his 5th touchdown catch of the season.
You know, Jason Harris had a forgetful first half with a lot of penalties that he was involved in, and this is a way to get yourself back in the good graces of your football team. Look at the bobble here, though. Good concentration by Jason Harris, and quarterback puts it up in a spot where only his receiver can catch it.
Conrad looking for his 21st extra points on the season. It took all of, a minute and 24 seconds off the clock here in the second half. Brewster with the hold. A perfect kick, and just like that, we're at 14-10 now with 10:36 up to go in quarter number 3. And what a difference a play can make.
Yeah, it's funny, Randy. We talk about it the first half, the fact that there were a lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers in that game, and then right away we get that situation. Now watch from the beautiful shot from our end zone.
To the sidelines we go. Miles Harris has an update. Miles.
Now, usually I'm down on the sidelines, but I got to tell you guys something right now. This student section right now is super electric!
We lost Miles Harris in that crowd. He's never coming back again.
At least he didn't take his shirt off. That's a good thing.
Well, that is what the 4th turnover now for the Celtics. We talked about miscues and turnovers. That's their 4th already here with 10:36 left to go. And that was a 3-play, 24-yard drive after the turnover. Took 1:16 off the clock. That's a 20-yard pass from Reyes to Harris for the touchdown. And for Dylan Reyes now, that is his 6th touchdown pass of the campaign. There's the high angular short kick, and it's caught and bobbled and recovered at the 34-yard line. Everything is an adventure here in this contest as it finally corralled on the play by the man that touched the ball initially, and that is Preston Stuckey. So now the Celtics get it back. A little shell shock, but still up by 4. Take a look one more time at this touchdown from the end zone. And again, Harris on the 3rd attempt after bobbling it twice, able to corral and hold on to that football.
That just throws it up for grabs there and threw it back far enough there, and really good job of getting behind in the secondary there. Got behind Brady Sestilli. Brady, a really good, strong safety. And Randy, as much as they've been playing pressure defense over there, those safeties keep sneaking up. You can beat them with the long ball.
Penny way wide to the top. They'll keep it on the ground off the left side up to the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. They'll pick up 2, perhaps 3 on the play. So keep it right in the middle as that time Mclaughlin on the carry.
Well, you notice the not only the cheering section, but the defensive football team right now for the Berlin Bears seems to be fired up. I mean, this is a great beginning of that third quarter for them, and that's exactly what Coach Mark Norrie was talking about. Go get that quick stop. Let's get the ball into the end zone.
Well, they got a tough quarterback in Zach Sherhart on the other side trying to lead his team after a 3-yard gain. Little toss this time coming around is Mclaughlin and puts his shoulder down and gives him a little pad there and gets it up to the 41-yard line. Nice job to turn upfield and go for that extra yard or 2.
Yeah, pretty well defense back there. And Connor Gavin, we've seen a lot of him tonight coming up from that cornerback spot. That's that misdirection play that we saw so much of in the first half. That's a forward pass. Flips it inside. Finds Luke Mclaughlin, who has the long touchdown run tonight.
Think about the Celtics overcoming the injury of Captain John Aziz out with an ACL injury in practice in week 2, and Mike Smith and Colin Fleury suffered broken arms a couple of weeks ago, and his team 5-2 on the season. First-year head coach with this program, but Coach Glass has shown you what he can do with any program. A great leader, great father. He's got a 1-year-old son, Crew, who may be in attendance here tonight. Mclaughlin to the left side, out to the 45-yard line, and then look at this, coming through down the sidelines. Mclaughlin sidestep inside the 20. He was lost inside a posse at the 45-yard line, escaped and somehow got out of there, got inside the 20-yard line. And are we seeing more of him carrying the ball after Everhart with a miscue at the fumble again?
It sure looks like that's where the trust lies right now, and getting the ball to 33 instead of handing it off to number 5. Inside handoff. And Randy, this is just a matter of not giving up on a play.
Wow.
Not very good tackling, to say the very least. And it looked like Mclaughlin might take it all the way to the house, but got stopped down near the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 18.
Gain of 49. And the key there, you found out you can't tackle the shoulder pads. You got to go low and wrap up those legs. And finally, they've got a first down inside the 20-yard line. Another Capital City Appliance first down. And I got to tell you something. This team looks like they're primed to make a stand here on a Home Appliance Solutions first down inside the 20-yard line. There's the quick pop. The pass is complete. That's Penny. Sidestep to the left. 2 more. Can he get some blockers and cut across the field? Nice spin move inside the 17 to around the 16 before he brought down. We haven't seen very much of that when they try to get the pass out to Jack Penny, who only has 3 catches coming into this contest so far this season, and we've got a player down for the Celtics right now at the 26-yard line.
Officials timeout for an injured player of the offense.
Looked like Colton Bauman, the right tackle, number 74, with the injury. And
we pause now for a moment from a word from our good friends over at Capital City Concrete.
Capital City Concrete replaces cracked and crumbling driveways with beautiful, sleek, and new concrete driveways. 5-star rated Capital City Concrete guarantees our concrete driveways are done right. Plus, now through Wednesday, save $300. So when it comes to your new driveway,
let the pros do it.
Get your free price quote and save $300 at capcityconcrete.com or call us at 614-371-9886.
And at the end of the game tonight, we'll be selecting the Zambezi Bay player of the game for their haunting performance on the field tonight. This fall, fear has a new name. Zambezi Bay. Check out their 4 haunted houses, 2 scare zones, and plenty of wild rides. Get your tickets at ZambeziBay.com. Not recommended for children under 13. Well, you see him slowly walking off the field, the aforementioned Colton Bauman. I wonder now if you insert either, say, a Derek Cole back in the offensive front 5 or a Kyler LaRosa. Those are 2 guys that start on defense. And, Jeff, you try to get rotation of about 8 to 10 guys on those 2 sides in the lines. And those are 2 guys that can play on both sides. Hole was the guy that played predominantly on one side last year, and he's added this to his equation this year. So we'll see what they opt to do now as they've got the ball inside the 17-yard line after a gain of a couple on the play. So second down. We've seen a steady dose of Luke Mclaughlin here after the fumble by Everhart on the initial drive.
They moved Kyler LaRosa in there at the right tackle position.
Yep. This time they toss it to Mclaughlin. They did have Everhart in the backfield, and boy, they go for that little angular run as they do that little pitch that they like to do with the misdirection. There was absolutely nothing there. Shut down nicely by the interior of that defense for the Bears.
Tried to turn that back up inside, and probably you don't hear me talk much about stretching if you're a running back to the sidelines, but that one you probably need to try and get around the corner. Watch the inside pass here. Nothing inside. That was where all the pressure was, and he's got to pick up his lineman and get around to the outside. Huge play here, Randy. Obviously 4 down territory unless they want to try a field goal.
Tompkins' third big hit in this contest now. 3rd down. 4 minutes into the second half. Shearhart guns it inside the 10, and Penny says he has the football, and he does. Nice catch. With 7:45 left to go at the 6-yard line. The throw was low, so only Penny could catch that ball. And a nice toss that time by Zach Shearhart for the first down.
Yeah, the passing numbers so far in this football game for both sides have been nothing to be extraordinarily proud of, but that ball was thrown on target, on time, Randy, as you mentioned, and a good job by the receiver, Jack Penny, of making sure that he got deep enough to be able to have the first down.
Guy known for his blocking prowess and good hands. Wore number 37 last year to Jack, now up to number 84. He goes wide to the top on a 1st and goal. Stuckey to that side as well, too. One wide out to the bottom. A wing to the bottom, one back in the backfield. That is Mclaughlin, who gets the handoff off the right side. Pushes the pile. And what a luxury Coach Glass has to have that 1-2 punch in Everhart and Mclaughlin when one isn't doing well, to give it to the other, or just to complement each other.
Running into the short side of the field here, and Mclaughlin, I think, is the guy that they feel really comfortable with. Look at him taking care of the football there. Both hands wrapped around it. They've had enough of these turnovers that they've had so many of. 4 turnovers for the Celtics tonight in this game, 2 for the Berlin Bears.
Good blocking that time by big tight end C.C. Ezram, too, as he was able to go ahead and push the guy out of the way without locking his hands onto his jersey. 2nd down and goal inside the 4, showing blitz. Rolling is the quarterback, and the pass incomplete. Shearhart with the pass, and now the flag comes at the end of the play, about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Fans here thought the flag kind of came in a little late with 6:24 left to go into 3rd.
And it looked to me, from my view, that Connor Gavin came up probably a little too quick. Made contact before the ball got there, and that's going to be an automatic first down, half the distance to the goal line. And it looked like he was trying to work his way
Pass
through.
Interference, defense, number 5, half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
I thought he was going to be able to work his way through and maybe pick that ball off, Randy. I thought he was going to go 100 yards. Watch him try and go for that football, and the contact just a little bit early. Official right there on top of it, and there's the flag.
So 6:24 left to go. The ball rests inside the 2-yard line.
Surprised they don't throw that ball up a little bit higher for David Adolph at 6'5". You know, just turn it into a basketball play. And Adolph is going high to the top of the left. See if they throw the fade pattern to him.
Well, Shearhart throws a lot of sidearm balls, if you watch, too. Everhart trying to break the plane. Does he get into the end zone for the touchdown? Yes, we get a signal from the far side. It is indeed a touchdown for the Celtics. With 6:19 left to go, they add 6 to the board and make it 20-10. And for Preston Everhart, that is now touchdown number 9 on the season.
Pretty basic here. Good job of blocking inside, but look at the blue jerseys that are there, and just a continued drive by Preston Everhart to be able to force his way into the end zone. Really good job of getting there, and interesting call. It looked awfully close and being short of the goal line.
Extra point is up, and it is good. It is 21-10. And did he caress and worship that football with 2 hands or not? He takes it in for the tally. His 2nd of the game, 9th of the season, and the lead back up to 11. 21-10 here on the CW Columbus.
There may be no player of the game tonight.
high school football memories made right here on the CW Columbus.
They need 25 yards on his first down play, and Workman's going to pick up a few, like 5, like 10, like 15. The ball straight up in the air. Who's going to get it? Fire drill along the far side. There are 4 Indians there. You got to assume Canal Winchester will be at the bottom of the pile.
They're signaling Canal Winchester ball, Randy.
And they've got the football.
We talked early in this game about how Tyquan Workman has a tendency to hang that ball out there.
That was a highlight from 2017, September the 21st, to be exact, as Canal Winchester would go on to win that game 24-14. I think it was a surprise that Weston was in the contest as deep as they were in that game, but the Indians getting the victory 24-14 and having another great season as well, too. So congratulations to the Indians. Another one of our great moments of the last 10 years. That ball popped free, and that's done that a lot here tonight. Speaking of ball popping free, that kick's got about 4 hops and will head out of bounds with 6:19 left to go. So the answer, that was important for the Celtics after that first fumble, Jeff, to go ahead and take it down the field and get that touchdown.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And go ahead and get that margin back up to 11 points at 21-10 here. And we're not even halfway through the third quarter yet with 6:19 left to go.
Be important for Berlin to try
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team, number 91. The ball be placed at the 35-yard line, first down Berlin.
See if they can get that momentum going, Randy, that they had in that first drive. Looked like a different football team. And then defensively, they looked really, really good. But some poor tackling on one play is the difference maker in that drive that allowed the Celtics to be able to get the ball into the end zone.
Your quarterback du jour this go-round will be Dylan Reyes. He's got now 6 touchdown passes. We saw that Brewster not only can be a DB and a quarterback, but also a wide receiver as well, too, as he caught that 40-yarder at the end of the first half. Harris, the inside man to the bottom, who has the touchdown catch. Keep it on the ground, and boy, not a whole lot there to the line of scrimmage, and maybe a half yard for Tiberio, and that's about it. So we'll give him a generous spot to the 36. We'll call it 2nd and 9 from there.
You see that big defensive line over there. A lot of solid football players. Number 55, Derek Hole, who you see on the left side of your screen, normally lines up as a defensive tackle. Moved him back into that inside linebacker spot tonight.
2nd down and 9 for the 36. And Reyes looking downfield. I don't think they'll flag that. I think they'll say that was incidental contact. The legs just got tied up, so you're not going to see a penalty there for pass interference. As that time, Harris was the intended receiver.
Again, doesn't seem to be a lot of variation in the passing game. A lot of long throws as opposed to trying to get the ball underneath. This ball thrown up, and again, you could see the feet got caught up there. Watch closely here. Both players playing the football. And I think a good no call by the official.
And then it was 3rd and 9 for the 36. Reyes gunning downfield, has his man on the out pattern out to the 47-yard line. Coach Glass and company trying to say it's incomplete, but no, they're going to rule it a completion.
Randy, that's the moderate passing I'm looking for. Instead of just either throwing the bubble screen out or throwing the ball as far as you can downfield, this time getting a little dig route out on the outside far enough to be able to get the first down, and good job of keeping the ball and putting it away on the sideline.
Coming to the 47-yard line to move the sticks now with 5:32 left to go. With 3 wideouts to the bottom of the set this time. Ray is still in at QB. Got a man underneath, but goes downfield and overthrows everybody at the 25-yard line. Near side, he had big number 5 waiting for him in the flat in the person of Connor Gavin, but opted to go downfield, and the pass sails too strong. Evan Fabrizio will check in with a play from the bench now.
Yeah, the other thing with the moderate passing game, Randy, is it gives you an opportunity to 1, 2, 3 get rid of the football. And when there's been that much pressure coming from the defense, you've got to make them play honest. And that's one of the ways to do it, is get the ball out quick.
And stretch out that defense a little bit. 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Backs offset again. And the quick pop on a slant again, just a little too strong on the play. So a couple times now they've looked for that pass pattern with the slant going across the middle, and just too much arm that time again by Reyes, so now it's third down.
Yeah, really like the way that they set this up. He's got to wait on it just a little bit more for his receiver to clear. You can see here, the ball might have gotten tipped right there too. And the receiver gets exposed there and takes a shot at the end.
When you have to extend for the football like that, your midsection is wide open. Brady White looked like had a fingertip on that ball, the big defensive end too, the transfer from Watterson. Third down and 10 from the 47-yard line. Rolling pocket for Reyes this time. That's a tough pass to throw, coming back to the ball, and Harris can't do it. And again, when you're throwing like that and your body is moving like that, you're throwing across your body, that is a difficult pass to pinpoint.
It truly is, Randy. You got to have a pretty strong arm to be able to put some mustard on that ball, getting it down. It's going to bring up a punt formation. Again, this is a catchable ball, though, Randy. You got to make these catches out here if you're the Berlin Bears. Again, quarterback does a nice job of squaring himself up. But again, this is a ball that I guarantee you that Jason Harris, who has the one receiving touchdown tonight, would like to have another opportunity to have.
Conrad, the punt, standing back at his own 33-yard line. Perfect snap. And a great punt. And that'll bounce inside the 22, inside the 20, and trickle down inside the 15-yard line. Nicely done with that kick, too. Great hang time. And now it goes back the other way to the Celtics with 5:02 left to go here in quarter number 3. Our next game should be a dandy. Honda's Friday night rivals will feature Olentangy Liberty taking on Hilliard-Davidson. It starts right here on the CW Columbus at 7 o'clock. Our first chance to see Olentangy Liberty since year number 1. And we saw Davidson last year to kick off the season in the COVID season of 2020. So that's coming up next week in week number 9. Will we see later in this contest, perchance, Logan's Heroes?
Rumors have it, I saw it on billboards coming in here, that there were standing room only tickets being sold because the announcement of Logan's Heroes was going to be made tonight.
I read that on the bathroom wall as well. First down and 10 from just past the 13-yard line. On the ground to keep it again, and not a whole lot there from Mclaughlin as that time they gum it up right at the point of attack on that home appliance solution first down. So Mclaughlin tried to turn it outside and actually pointed to his chest like he said that was his fault.
Yep. Again, probably should have bounced that one outside. You know, coming into tonight's game, Preston Everhart was certainly the favored running back in this offense, had 125 carries compared to only 40 rushing attempts for Luke Mclaughlin. They do like that shovel pass, though, to Mclaughlin. That's really a running play, but goes down in the stats as a pass.
Stuckey, the middleman to the top, and they'll dump that. That is a forward pass. Everhart gets away from 2 defenders, up to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line before he's brought down on the play.
Berlin's got to make a stop here, Randy. They want to get good field position. The offense having a little bit of trouble in sync. You got to make sure you put yourself in a good field position. You can see cramping up out there right now. Looked like Preston Everhart. There's the pressure. Really good job by the corner coming up with a blocker on him, slowing the play down, allowing the rest of the pursuit to come.
Heisenrader making the hit. Kyler stops him at the 17-yard line. It'll be third down from there as we're under 4 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. They need 6 to move the chains one more time. Pressure from the outside from the Bears. And the pass caught by Penny out across the 23, near the 24. And I think he's got the first down by about 3/4 of a yard.
And Penny has done a really good job tonight of making sure he gets himself downfield far enough to be able to have the first down, give his quarterback a good target, and sit down and wait for the football. Right bottom of your screen there, he's going to run the out cut, comes here, knows exactly where he needs to be, steps out of bounds, first down, and the drive continues for the Celtics.
Jack has caught as many balls tonight as he has all season. He's just doubled his reception number to 6 for the campaign with 3:34 left to go. First and 10 from the 24. 2 to the top of the wing to that side as well, too. And they'll keep it on the ground, trying to bounce it outside. Mclaughlin, and he can't do it. Great pursuit defensively down the line, then making the cut in. Number 44, Kyle Jakowski, the linebacker.
Well, he's your leading tackler on this football team, and Kyle Jakowski just does a really good job. This is perfect. Watch him square up, takes on a blocker, or that was a lookout block. He had the tight end coming across. It was Ezram who had the responsibility, and that is a pure lookout block. All he was missing there was a little flag there to be able to wave. Ole, just come on through.
Jakowski, 39 solos, 17 assists, 4 tackles for loss, 1 fumble caused, 1 fumble recovery for a guy that saw time at linebacker last year who likes lifting, landscaping, and English. It's a new combination. Second down, and a Baker's dozen, and they had 12 on the field. Are they going to burn a timeout, or what are they going to do? Take the penalty. They broke the huddle at 12, and we'll have a penalty back. Judge tosses the flag. Our referee tonight, Mr. Bradford, will confer with his partners out there, and Justin will say, here's what's going on.
There's no flag on the play.
Timeout.
Timeout.
Yep.
Jerome. That's their first timeout of the half.
I didn't know if they got it in time, but they burned the timeout. They broke the huddle with 12, but got the timeout just in time. So they'll take a break with 2:47 left to go. It is the biggest plays, the biggest schools, the best high school football, and you get to see it first thanks to First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum. Catch it tonight at 10:45, only on Fox. Check it out on Fox 28 tonight, 10:45. All the scores from all the games. Some big games tonight. We saw Davidson in action tonight. Liberty, we got them next week. Those two schools going to battle out. You know, for Shearhart, after his start now, he's got 8 straight completions, 11 of 15 for 86 yards here in this contest. So he's come on when they needed him, the guy that was starting QB at Grove City, and the family moved to the Jerome area. The one thing that Coach Glass says about him is he is one tough kid. Runs the offense well. You can see he's got a good arm. And really, they don't ask him to run that much, though, either, Jeff, in this offense. He's got some time to throw now. Guns it downfield and high, but caught on the play. The 33-yard line. Great extension by Penny again, who's having a night tonight, isn't he?
Well, it's a big-time night for this guy, and he has not been part of the offense so much leading into this football game, as you mentioned, Randy. Again, a little bit of a sidearm delivery. You noticed that with Zach Shearhart throwing that ball out there, but this one was on time, on target, and great protection by that offensive line.
Yeah, I thought he got a rough spot there. I thought he was closer to the 33. They're going to mark it just around the 32-yard line. So it's third down and a couple from there as we approach, speaking of a couple, 2 minutes left to go in quarter number 3. We'll see what they have to do here on this third down play if it's Mclaughlin time. He lines up to the left of the quarterback, Shearhart. There's Mr. Penny. And they'll keep it in the arms of the quarterback as Zach will take it around the left side and get the first down. I like the way you spell his first name, Z-A-K-K, you know. Little icing on the cake there with the double K at the end. And Special K, if you like to call him that, has the first down out to the 38-yard line. Celtic team last year, 2-5. 2 years ago, they were 9-3. They beat Springboro in the playoffs 2 years ago, 38-31 in 5 overtimes.
Isn't that amazing?
Half the fans would have passed out, I would think, by then. First down and 10. They're showing blitz from the outside, and they're coming, and they take it that way from Mclaughlin, and he finds the gap. Up to midfield, sidesteps 2 defenders. Again, the footwork there, you don't have to be fast. They have good footwork. And Luke Mclaughlin, again, sidestepping a couple of defenders, showing you his nasty feet that he's got there, and able to sidestep, go inside, and pick up an additional 11 yards with his footwork.
You know, Randy, along with being able to sidestep people there, his vision is just incredible. See him there just watching people miss him as they come up, and he has been a bright spot for this offense tonight. Again, little used in the offense, only 40 carries coming into tonight's ballgame.
But again, they feel they have a 1-1 punch with Everhart and Mclaughlin at running back. He picks up 16 on that play. Quick pop, the pass is complete. Nice escapability that time down the sideline for additional yardage by Mr. Adolph with 1:11 left to go.
Boy, good shot by Bennett Lawrence over there, who plays both sides, offense and defense for the Berlin Bears. Second team All-Ohio as a wide receiver a year ago. I want you to watch the hit here as it comes up, and that is delivering a blow. Good solid football out there. Good aggressive action. Coming up to make the play there, number 8, Bennett Lawrence.
Long time to get this play in. We'll check out the back judge, Josh Hofstetter here. See if they get the play off in time. And they do. Everhart around the left-hand side. Flag on the play. I think we got a Holden's coming back inside the 30-yard line. But the hanky is tossed down at the 38, and I think we're coming back with 31 seconds left.
You know, there was a combination block inside between Paul Miller and Dane Wiklinski, and there you see the call. It's going to be holding against the offense.
Holding. Offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Like most offensive linemen will tell you, it's only holding if you get caught. And this time, got caught.
So we'll march it back to the 48-yard line. Dane Wiklinski, a guy whose granddad Played at Bowling Green for Dwight Perry. Brother played at Jerome. He likes math and gardening. Got a birthday coming up on October the 24th, and his team looking to get a little bit more of a cushion, up by 11 now as they have the ball back at the 48-yard line. Second down and 16 from there. Looking downfield, has a man. That's Stuckey. He's got the ball, got the catch inside the 33 to the 32. It almost looked like an afterthought because Preston looked back and there was the football coming his way, and he makes catch number 16.
I want you to watch him. He does a good job of looking off his receiver. He's looking to the flat there, and everybody thinking he's going to flip the ball out there for a little quick screen, and it did open up that zone downfield. Preston Stuckey with his first catch of the evening.
Guy who has a birthday on October the 26th celebrates early. And with that, we have seen the last play of the third quarter. 21-10, Jerome leads over Berlin as we head to quarter number 4. What will happen here in week number 8? You've got 6-1, trailing 5-2. Stick around for more of Honda's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Columbus State Community College here on the CW Columbus.
Ohio Education Association is proud to recognize Central Ohio's Scholar Athlete of the Week. Connor Gavin has lettered in both football and lacrosse at Olentangy Berlin High School. He's an AP Scholar with distinction and member of the National Honor Society. Connor carries a 4.4 GPA. He is active in the Interact Club, Health Occupation Students of America, and is a CLAW team leader. Congratulations to this outstanding Ohio Education Association Scholar Athlete.
And right now we are giving you a quick look at the Olentangy Berlin High School Marching Band, who performed earlier tonight at halftime. This peak sponsored by Music Around Marching Band Sound. Check out any of their locations, 2630 Bethel Road and Gehanna inside the Stone Ridge Plaza. Congratulations on a great performance tonight by the home band. And quarter number 4 underway. Flag on the play. McLaughlin's going to turn the corner, and he's going to take it all the way for a score, but we'll see what the Hankies all about at the 27-yard line. Methinks we are coming back.
Well, they threw it right at the feet of one of the offensive linemen, and it's going to be, again, one of those chop blocks, Randy.
Personal foul, chop block, offense, number 52 and number 59. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Again, we've talked about how they do that, where there's one offensive lineman that is engaged a defender. Watch closely, right in the middle. There's the low hit, and then somebody blocks on top of him again. Nothing wrong with reaching there, but when you engage another offensive lineman, watch in the middle of the page, or middle of the screen, there's the cut, and then number 52, Adam Bartlett, comes in on top of him, and that creates the second blocker, and that's the chop block.
So that's going to mark the football back to the 47-yard line now. They have to get it all the way down to the 22 for a first down. So they need 25 to move the sticks as we start quarter number 4 here. And McLaughlin's got it, and he's going to lose more yardage. And that Home Appliance Solutions first down, they're going backwards as great penetration by that defense to come shooting through and make the hit on the play. Number 22 was fired out of a cannon that time, and Gavin Angel.
Gavin, that outside linebacker, he too a lacrosse guy, going to go play down in Jacksonville State. Played Division I lacrosse, and you can see here just a great speed getting upfield. You want to stop that train named number 33, Luke Mclaughlin. You better get to him quick.
And Gavin and guys saw plenty of time there last year behind Liam McGreevy, so mark the ball all the way back now to the 48-yard line. It is now second down and forever. We'll call it 30. Your mileage may vary. You got a whistle on the field. Timeout.
Timeout. Jerome. That's their second timeout of the half.
Yep, and they have one remaining. Meanwhile, Berlin has their full complement of 3 timeouts. We'll return to the game after this message from our good friends at Home Appliance Solutions.
Turn your appliance shopping into a positive experience by coming to Home Appliance Solutions.
There are so many products out there. What do I buy and when do I buy it? And so we can walk you through that process and spend as much time as you want. We have an in-house delivery service. So our delivery team are going to be an extension of the sale and make sure that your appliance is delivered on time and installed correctly for you.
Home Appliance Solutions, 2 convenient locations in Columbus and Hilliard.
Love that location on Parkway Lane. So now you've got 30 yards, Jeff. You burned your second timeout. You have 1 remaining. You're up by 11, but your team is going the wrong way. And again, there's been no consistent flow in this contest. Miscues, penalties. It's been a back and forth between these two teams trying to find that consistent flow and flavor. And so far, neither's really found it, although Jerome has taken advantage of their opportunities more so than the Bears.
Yeah, 2nd and 30 is hardly the time when you want to have to take a timeout, but Randy, there was just confusion over there on the offensive side.
The rest of their own 48-yard line. They've got some options here offensively. Let's see if they try to go downfield to somebody like Adolph. You talk about his frame. Also, let's remember the tight end. We touched on C.C. Ezram a couple of times. His dad, by the way, played soccer at OSU, but the guy stands 6'7", 210 pounds, and he is a massive target when he's out there. Little toss. That is a pass play. It goes to Mclaughlin, who will get it across midfield. He'll pick up about 7 on the play down to the 45-yard line, but they still need 23 yards on 3rd down. And if you're the Bears right now, you've got to just hold here and get that ball back because you're down by 11. So you need some kind of defensive stance and then also a way to get that ball back and into the end zone.
You got to expect that they're going to try and get the ball to David Adolph, the big wide receiver, number 7. Let's see where Adolph goes. Looks like he's going to the top of the formation.
Penny to the bottom. He's already got 4 catches in this game. He's the widest of the 3. And Everhart's got it. He's got it down to the 40-yard line and churns to the 38. And we got a late hanky. The flag that was tossed in at the 41-yard line at the end of the play. What do you do here? Do you take it or do you decline it?
This is being interesting because they bring up a 4th down situation, Randy.
I think they're going to decline it.
Yeah.
Holding, offense, number 7. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
55-yarder is probably too long at this point in time.
I told you David Adolph would be involved in the play.
He was involved. I don't think it's the way he wanted to be involved.
Exactly.
So let's see if this is a punting situation. Indeed it is.
And he is the punter.
Averaging about 40 yards per punt so far this season. Good chance for the Celtics to pin the Bears deep with a little angular kick maybe near the sidelines. Ooh, fair catch called for inside the 5. We had a rule back in my day when the earth was still turning and dinosaurs roamed it that you put your feet on the 10-yard line and you didn't catch the ball inside the 10.
Yeah, that rule has not changed.
Okay.
That's just losing sight of where you are on the football field, and it's one of the important things that coaches will talk to their receivers about and have a strategy. You don't want to start it 1st and 95.
Now the Bears are going to have to do that. Boy, if you're the Celtics, you can just go ahead and you would think charge in there and try to make this a nightmare for the Bears and potentially look for that safety and push him back in the end zone. If you've missed it, it has been a great job defensively by that defensive front of Nick Huddle and company, of the likes of Lockwood and LaRosa and Dominic and White as well too. Play clock now under 5 seconds right now. Back judge with his hand in the air. They've counted to 3, 2. They snap it in time. Student body right this time. And Brewster gets it out of the end zone and loses a yard on the play and almost I thought was stretching it out too far. And you got to remember in a situation like that to go more north and south when you're so near your own goal line.
Yeah, that was quarterback run all the way, just trying to be able to get him to the corner. And you can see that number 2, Harrison Brewster, out there, just a young sophomore, 6 foot, 180. Looks a little beat up right now.
He's got a 2nd down and 11 now from back of the 4-yard line. The clock not the ally right now. The Bears either down by 11 and deep in their own territory. With 2 wide at the top, 1 at the bottom, 2 backs offset in the backfield for Brewster. Quick pop, pass is caught. They've got the first down. Nicely done. Out across the 17 to the 18-yard line as the catch is made on the play. And that'll move the sticks one more time is Connor Gavin, who came in with 6 catches and 61 yards. And a guy that's part of at least 3 clubs in Berlin has the first down.
One of those two-way players, plays the offense and the defense. He's had an active night tonight, and again, those mid-range passes are the ones that are probably going to be the best for the Bears right now, especially digging out of this bad field position.
Dumped by Brewster to Sherman. He's got it. Nice sidestep up across the 24 to the 25 and stood up right there. Well, he tried to make more out of that, and waiting for him was big number 6 to make the hit on the play. That was Chase Sigurnis, who said that is as far as you're going to go. So it'll be 2nd down from the 25-yard line with 8:44 left to go.
Brady Stilly, had the coverage initially. You see him go through there, able to slow him up, and then look at the rest of the white jerseys coming into play.
Quick pop again. They are taking it underneath now. I think they're hoping they can break one of those. This little sidestep there by Harris will pick up another couple of yards, and we'll get them the first down. Notice something we thought we'd see in the second quarter.
Exactly. Notice how that solved the pressure on the quarterback. 1, 2, 3, pop. That ball is out right now. That's exactly what you got to do. Putting that quarterback back there looking downfield with a 7-step drop is not going to get it done against this defense.
Berlin came into this contest very symmetrical, averaging 146 rushing and passing per contest on a draw this time. And nice move if he can break it outside, and he does. Brewster's got the 45 and falls out of bounds. Nicely done if you're going to go down. Go out of bounds and stop that clock with exactly 8 minutes left to go on a first down.
Again, this is not designed as a quarterback run, but Brewster's got a green light anytime he's out there to be able to take off and run. That's how he beats you most times and able to get the first down. They're on a roll, Randy. This started at the 5-yard line. Awful field position. And Harrison Brewster has been the quarterback on this drive the entire way.
40 yards so far, folks. And they've got to go another 55. Back to throw. He had time, runs out of it, and runs out of the pressure, and brought down, though, at the 46. Nice closing speed that time by big number 8, who makes the hit again. That's Othman Taha.
Yeah, Taha doing a spy job over there. He's the inside linebacker, and they're bringing a lot of pressure, but 8 has to stay at home and look at the eyes of the quarterback and stay with him. If he takes off, 8's got to go get him, and that's exactly what happened. There you see the vitals on the senior linebacker.
Who led the team in tackles last week against Marysville. 30 tackles, 1 for a loss, 2 sacks coming into this game. Quick pop, pass is complete across midfield down to around the 47-yard line. So picking up more yardage and stopping the clock at the same time with 7:21 left to go. They need another yard. The ball resting at the 46 officially, so they'll need another yard with 7:21 left to go. You got to think right now just about anything is 4-down territory for the Bears down by 11 in this contest. Quinn McCrabb with a wrap up there on the tackle, who went out early in this contest when he lost his helmet. Showing pressure from the outside. The pump this time. Going long downfield. Force man Sherman waits for the ball. Got it. They were setting it up nicely, Jeff. With the quick pops, and then they free him up, and Sherman goes down the sidelines and has a first and goal with 7:14 left to go. And look out. I hope there's room on your couch because you got some company. You're going to get a chance to make this catch. It's coming your way. Move the popcorn.
Watch this shot here. Just perfect picture, and coming right into your living room. Really good route and throw. Very impressive.
38 yards on the pass play. First and goal from the 8. Blitz is on. Getting away is Brewster. Inside the 5, inside the 4. Looks for a block, and now the scrum breaks out around the 3-yard line. And he stays inbounds. The clock continues to drain now with 6:44 left to go. He needed blockers, Jeff, and everybody was kind of stood up at that little mesh point near the sidelines.
Boy, what a drive that they're manufacturing so far. Harrison Brewster's got to be proud. of the way that he is playing here, but also the way his offensive football team has come together with their backs up against the wall.
2nd and goal from inside the 3-yard line, closer to the 2. Hand off, and they take it in for the touchdown. Count it. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown. For a free inspection of your roof, text or call 614-761-ROOF as Angel takes it in for the touchdown. I assume you go for 2 here or not? Maybe not.
A lot of time still left in this game at 6:13 remaining. Good blocking by the offensive line. Look how Gavin Angel is taking care of the football there. A night of turnovers for both teams, and look at both arms wrapped around that football. That is good coaching and good recognition by Gavin Angel.
Look at this. They are going for 2, and the try for 2 is negated. And the ball carrier, Brewster, loading it up, and there's a penalty flag toss. Now, if this is dead ball, it's after the play, so we'll wait and see, unless they consider it to be part of the continuous play. But I think that happened afterwards. I think it'll be unsportsmanlike conduct, but we'll wait and see. So the try for 2 is negated. And Mr. Bradford, our referee, sorting through the situation.
The result of the play was an unsuccessful try. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, Jerome, number 55. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Officials timeout for an injured player.
See if we can see the tail end of this play. They said it was on number 55. Certainly not there. See after the play. Maybe get a better shot here. Really good job coming up. Derek Hole making the play.
I think that's where something is said, perhaps a ton. Earlier we had that in the first half where we had a half circle and something was said by one of the DBs. Wow. So that is the scenario there. Brewster being attended to on the field. They dent the scoreboard for 6 more. It's 21-16. We'll take a break here on the CW Columbus.
Officiating crew is awful. Onside kick here.
That's what I asked you about that. Put that.
Yeah.
Make every day a good day, Columbus kind of day. Let Kurt, Jessica, Katie, and Buck help you get your morning started right. Wake up with Good Day Columbus, Monday on ABC 6 and Fox 28. I do that every day, and you should do it too. So we'll assess that penalty on the kick now. That'll mark it down to the 45. Jeff, anything you try here?
High alert right now for both teams considering onside kick, and you can see Jerome is lined up in their prevent kick return.
Their hands team is up there, and they're just going to boot it and go for the touchback, bring the ball out to the 20. They still have their 3 timeouts remaining, and that was a 95-yard drive that took 3:55 off the clock, and they'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 now. It's a 5-point cushion at 21-16. Some of the locals down here not too happy with the fact they didn't try for the onside kick. So the Celtics have it on offense. One thing we have seen from Jerome is the ability to cough up the football. So right now, ball security so important, and a first down or 2 would be nice as well too for Jerome to keep the ball rolling and keep that clock evaporating as well too. Resetting, Celtics at 5-2, 1-1 in the OCC Cardinal, number 4 in Division 1 or Region 2, and on the other side you've got Olentangy Berlin, 6-1, 2-0 in the Cardinal, 2nd Division 2 Region 7, also number 13 in the AP poll in the state of Ohio. And a great job by the defense to shut it down back inside the 20-yard line. Big number 44 coming through with another great play, and that's Kyle Jackowski.
Well, Jackowski made a couple big plays here in the second half. This is from the linebacker spot. He's on full blitz alert here and works his way upfield, and he is able to make the play.
So on the play, they'll mark it back to the 17 for a loss of 3, 2nd and 13 from there.
You know, if you're not going to onside kick it there, Randy, the strategy's got to be you got to force a 3 and out. Because if you can get the 3 and out, you're going to get the ball at about the 50-yard line, and you got a higher probability of getting the ball back there than you do on an onside kick.
And the pass downfield is caught. What a catch on the play by Penny. 2 defenders and Penny, and he comes up with a football. It's not enough for the first down, but it's a nice gainer, setting up a 3rd down and short. Dangerous pass thrown that time by Zach Shearhart, but he makes it work.
Again, really good protection for the quarterback. The transfer from Grove City delivers this on target, on time. And Randy, this is clearly the key play of the game so far right now. Berlin needs the ball back. Clock running under 5 minutes to go.
Penny to the top. 1 of 3 wide receivers that side, including Ezra, the big tight end, flanks wide. To the left, they take it. And yes, the dive across is enough for the first down. We talked about Shearhart not running that much. He's carried it on a couple of pivotal plays here in the second half, and he's got the ball across the 30 and enough for a Celtic first down.
And Shearhart will run all the way back across the sideline to be able to get the play from head coach Brett Glass. Really good job by the junior quarterback.
He needed 3, he got 4. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line with 4:36 left to go. He did motor out of bounds as well, too. Steady dose of the running game here?
I would think so. Mclaughlin back there.
And the handoff, and he's got it. And got maybe a yard on the play up to around the 32-yard line for Luke, and that's about it for the 5'11", 165-pound junior. So the running game is in good hands next year, too, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely. You notice that nobody is carrying the football in one arm anymore. No. They are wrapping up. We've had 6 turnovers in the game tonight. We've had more penalties than maybe some teams have in total offense in tonight's game when you combine both teams. But with all of that said, we got ourselves a barn burner here at 21-16.
Approaching 3:50 left to go in regulation. They're trying to readjust the defense to the wide side of the field. Mclaughlin trying to take it that way. Glides across the 35 up to the 37. You could see the Berlin coaches down there trying to push the defense to the far side of the field, but they did not get there in time. And Mclaughlin with a nice gainer on the play, and it'll be 3rd down and about 4 to move the chains one more time.
Yeah, they love this stretch play. This will go as a forward pass and pitches it ahead of time. And they've been very, very successful running this play. You can see that Luke Mclaughlin getting a whole lot more action tonight than what he anticipated coming into this game.
Gavin with the hit on the play. It's going to be closer to 3 yards now that they need for the first down, just like it was when they had the ball at the 27-yard line. Now at the 38, they need to get it to the 41. Big play here. Handoff. Everhart, he is going to be stopped shy of the first down by about a yard and then some.
And Randy, they took a timeout immediately, did the Olentangy Berlin Bears.
Berlin. That's their first time out of the second half.
They're going to mark him right now. The stick says the 39-yard line, so it's 4th down and nearly 2. Take a look one more time. And the contact, and a great job by the middle of that defense to make the play. Coming up at the very bottom, I think that was Austin Birchinall who made the hit.
Really good defense, and there's head coach Mark Norrie working the sidelines here for the Berlin Bears. And got to be proud of this football team, Randy. As you heard that this is the first full graduating class. This school's been around for 4 years. These are kids that started with a promise that Mark Norrie was going to make to them, that we're going to coach you guys up a little bit and give you an idea of what the game sounds like tonight. Listen in.
With 3:06 left to go, here are some of your sounds of the contest here tonight. Those are your musical round sounds of the game, and look at this.
Yeah, they're going up there trying to draw them off sides.
And each side with a counter there, if you will. They brought everybody up, and then Berlin brought up their defense. And watch the back judge as well, too. And there's a play clock down to 7, 6, 5. They're going to let it go all the way down. And they're going to go all the way down to 0. Do they burn a timeout in time, or will they take the penalty?
Again, the clock not running, so, it's not like they were stretching anything.
Delay of game, offense, number 17, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
In the high school game with encroachment, Randy, being the way that it is, all you got to do is break that plane. And you don't have to make contact with somebody to be able to get that cheap first down. And good job by Berlin not moving at all on that play.
So it's going to set up a punting situation now. And we have whistles, and this play did not take place yet. And a timeout's going to be taken by Berlin.
Prior to the snap.
Wow.
Timeout, Berlin. That's their second timeout of the second half.
You think they were thinking there was still a fake involved or something? Interesting. To the sidelines we go with some insights on this contest, and here's Miles Harris. Miles.
Thank you, Randy. Now, we heard Coach Norrie talk about it at halftime, just saying it's only a couple plays, then get back into this game. Well, that third down stop there was just that. And we see a lot of the coaches over there talking to their players, just telling them to stay focused here, make sure that they're executing those plays, and make sure that they actually do what they can to declare the win here tonight. Guys.
Jeff, I'm trying to think of an explanation for that timeout, except maybe they thought there was still a fake, or did they only have 10 on the field, or maybe 12 on the field, perhaps? I think they had too many guys on the field.
They might have. That was the only reason that you would take a timeout there. They're going to need all the clock they can have to get back into this football game.
That would have been a penalty of 5 yards, would have given them first down. So if that was the case, that was a good timeout call in that situation. And a flag down on the play, and return man is brought down at the 29. So it's going to be a longer return to glory for the Bears if they want another score with 2:56 left to go. Because we'll see if we have a
block in the back.
Block in the back, yep.
They've proven that they could go 95 yards. Let's see if, from a quarterback standpoint here, Randy, there's the call.
And how about Brewster? He was injured earlier on that try for 2. Let's see what his status is.
Illegal block in the back. Return team, number 20. 10-yard penalty, first down, Berlin.
So I have to go about 82 yards. The ball's going to be past the 18, and there it is, the magical golden orb that awaits the winner of this hard-fought contest. Don't drop that thing. If it lands on your foot and you fumble that one. So that awaits the winner, and Miles Harris will be there to make the presentation. Here we go. 1st and 10 on this Home Appliance Solutions first down from the 18-yard line. And a keeper this time. And Brewster's got it up to around the 25-yard line. So none the worse for wear. He's back out there. They'll pick up about 6 on the play. The clock now an ally of Jerome. And quickly they come back up the line of scrimmage on a second down play from the 24. They need about more than 4 for another first down. Bobble on the snap, the keep, and he needs the block, and he gets it. He's got the first down and motors out of bounds, and will stop the clock with 2:29 left to go.
Yeah, that snap came back, and Brewster kind of bobbled it back there and was able to recover. And Randy, I think this was a running play the entire way. Made it look like pass and able to make people miss, and this young man's got a great future for him.
1st and 10 from the 34-yard line now for the Bears. Down 5 and down to 1 timeout. Quick pop, pass is complete. They'll take what they can get and go out of bounds.
They'll take 6 yards, 5 yards on first down every time, Randy. It's an important thing to be able to do.
We should mention that I looked at another version of the roster there. That's Luke Penny wearing 14. Second down. Penny's got it again and knocked out of bounds at the 45. So Penny's got enough for the first down. They're 55 yards away now from a first down. Quick pop. And now they've got a 1st and 10 from the 45 with 2:21 left. And this time a keeper. A high tackle was missed, and a gain of 7 on the play. Boy, that time, I think big number 8 thought he had everything lined up perfectly, but when Taha looked, his hands were empty.
Yeah, a very sure tackler is Othman Taha, and not able to make the play on quarterback Harrison Brewster.
They needed another 3.5 yards for the first down. Brewster looks underneath, has his man, and it's bobbled out of bounds. Let's see if they call it a catch. Oh, they're going to call it a catch. Wow. Looked like it was being bobbled out of bounds, but they're going to rule that a catch. We'll have to look at that one again.
Connor Gavin, a little outcut there. Let's see if he's got possession. Yeah, it looks good. Official right there from our angle looked like there was some bobbling going on. The official looking right into the belly. First down, Bears. They are on time right here.
1:52 left to go. On the draw. Wow, great job to gum that up right at the 40-yard line. Helping to make the hit, losing his helmet as well on the plays. Big number 75, it's Kyler LaRosa.
Quickly, they need to get to the line of scrimmage. Clock running down. Not sure why it has stopped, to be honest with you.
Well, I think while the player goes off the field without the helmet, now you can crank it again.
All right, there we go.
So now down to 1:40 left to go. And they go with trips to the top, one to the bottom. Brewster, buying time, has a man open downfield, makes the catch. I think that's Harris along the far side, who heads out of bounds.
Well, they got things moving in the right direction. Jason Harris with a touchdown catch already tonight. Had a couple that he's bobbled this time. Right on target over there. Number one gives him a good target. And a good effort by the offensive line protecting your quarterback.
From the 24, first down. Again, the quick hitter, the pass. It is complete inside the 18 to the 17-yard line. And that's Penny on the catch again. Check that is Sherman on the catch.
Sherman, yes.
Officials timeout for an injured player of the offense.
The fans are upset because the injured player was down for a while and the clock was still running. It's time now to look at this one more time and look at that horse collar as well, too. They thought that perhaps the tackle was a little high. They want the flag as well, too. They don't get that.
A lot of experts up here. It's amazing how many qualified coaches are sitting in the stands down here.
But only one person is qualified to give us Logan's Heroes, and it is time now
there we go.
for Logan's Heroes.
All right, this is going to come with a little explanation tonight. We've got Marysville. We've talked a lot about them tonight. Granville is a terrific football team. I think Bloom Carroll is going to be a state champion. Big Walnut there. Now, Pickerington Central at 6-1. They jump in. UA, New Albany, Pick Central, all in the same division.
All right.
Again, my assessment on Logan's Heroes, who has the ability to go deepest into the playoffs, that's why Pickerington Central is in there in week number 8.
Over Upper Arlington, for example, and New Albany, right?
Exactly.
All right. I'm not going to argue tonight. It's been a wild ride this evening.
That is something.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride this evening here. So, with that being said, the ball rests inside the 20-yard line. We got 1:03 left to go, 21-16. Each team with one timeout left. The officials conferring on the field.
I think they're going to talk about resetting the clock and
adding time to it, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. You saw the side judge immediately wave his hands above his head to stop the clock. Got 1:23 showing on the board right now, and looks like they're going to leave it right there. Mark Norrie having a conversation with the side judge.
All right, let's see what happens. They've got it second down and 2. The ball resting at the 16-yard line.
One timeout remaining. Plenty of time, Randy. There's no need to panic, no need to get upset at this stage.
You know, it's been Brewster who's been doing the running, not the running backs, or throwing the ball, one of the two. And this time he'll scoot and try to get outside and get it inside the 14 to the 13. And he's got a first down. If he stayed in bounds, it'll still stop the clock while they move the sticks one more time with 1:16 left to go. Monumental drive attempted here by the Bears. And do the Celtics have an answer? Take a look. The fake inside. The legs moving outside. And he is knocked out of bounds. And that will indeed stop the clock. So they don't have to worry about that restarting until this play. So 1st and 10 from inside the 14 near the 13-yard line. Quick pop. Pass is caught inside the 10 and nearly breaking away. And
Ball
the
came loose.
Free.
They're calling him down.
Of the play, they're going to say it is down on the ground that time. On the catch by Gavin. And the Celtic fans not happy with that.
The clock should still be running. Yeah, now they're going to start the clock again. There's no reason for the clock to have stopped there. There you can see the throw. Let's see if it comes down the ground. Did cause it. Great call by the officials that time.
And the clock under a minute left to go. And the ball inside the 5-yard line, closer to the 4. They peer to the sidelines to get the offensive information.
No need to panic here. Got plenty of time.
And one timeout. Nick McVay is the offensive coordinator. Keep it on the ground. And it's kept by Brewster. Does he break the plane? He's in for the touchdown. 34 seconds left to go. Another Ramos Woodbury touchdown. And it is now 22-21. I would think we go for 2 here, but we'll see.
Boy, great effort. The last 2 drives by the sophomore quarterback, Harrison Brewster, coming in there and manufacturing a drive that went 95 yards for the first score. And now the go-ahead touchdown by Harrison Brewster takes it into the end zone, and the celebration begins for the Berlin Bears.
And that was an 82-yard drive for that score.
How about the fake up inside? Give a lot of credit to Gavin Angel for carrying out that fake. There were white jerseys and Vegas gold helmets all over that running back.
And you go for 2 here so that if they get the chance for the field goal, the Celtics can only go ahead and tie it. Reyes now back in at quarterback on this try for 2. Rolls, looks, guns, going for 2. And there's a hit on the quarterback. The fans want a flag on that. They don't get it. The try for 2 is negated. So with 34 seconds left to go, the Celtics now get it back. Down by 1. They have 1 timeout left, and they have a field goal kicker on their squad. When you're taking a look at the Celtics in Carter Holden, who's a sophomore, who's got a range probably of about 37 yards.
Mark Norrie is furious with the officials right now. He thought that was a late hit on their quarterback, and watch the tail end of this play. Unloads the football. We're not going to see it there, but you see the incomplete pass. I don't know if we'll get another shot where we can see the push on the quarterback. Watch here. Ball's gone. We're going to miss it. Unfortunately, the official watched it. He was standing right there. No flag on the call. Look from a different angle. There's your quarterback. Gets rid of the football.
So right now, if you're Berlin, you want that deep kick as deep as you can hit it. And then also, if you're the squad from Jerome, you want that ball in good field position, and you got to set up something that at least gives you a chance for a field goal.
I want to remind you that Jerome is the team that had, and I can't believe this ever happened, 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns in 1 game.
Yes.
Against Dublin Kaufman.
That's right. Preston Everhart had a 90-yard kickoff return, and Luke Mclaughlin had 2 kickoff returns, one of 78 yards and one of 83 yards.
I've never heard of 3 kickoff returns in a game by the same team. So they are dangerous in terms of kick return. You want to get this ball through the end zone.
Yet a game they still lost in overtime, 49-42. They'll pooch it along the ground. It squibs inside the 20-yard line, scooped up at the 12. And it's up to the 20-yard line by Stuckey, and that is it. All right, if you're the Celtics, you've got half a minute. You're down by 1 at 22-21.
1 timeout remaining. Randy, they got to get to field goal range, obviously, to win this football game. 30 seconds, 1 timeout.
You need at least 60 yards for a shot at that. At least 60.
Well, again, David Adolph is your big, tall receiver. They've not even attempted to get the ball to the big tight end, C.C. Ezram, who's a 6'7" guy. I don't think Ezram is even in the football game right now. They're going to put a bunch of, there he is, 88 right there at the top of your screen.
And he is actually lined up on a wing to the top. 30 seconds left to go for Zach Shearhart and company, and a whistle and a flag. Did they take too long? Delay of game, I think.
Ball, delay of game, offense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now, it's not going to make a big difference in the overall scheme of things, Randy, but you got to get yourself ready to play.
So mark the ball back to the 15. It'll be 1st and 15 from there. In essence, it's 30 seconds to go about 60 or 70 yards. Can you break somebody like an Everhart or Mclaughlin or an Adolph open? Little razzle-dazzle. Going long downfield to the far side. Pass is caught. It's Adolph, but it only gets it up to the 26-yard line.
So we've got an injured player
for the Bears.
Let me tell you what, if this was happening in your home
Timeout.
stadium, if it was a white
Dublin
jersey, they'd be
Jerome.
booing like crazy.
That's their last.
But this
timeout
is
of the
a
half.
Berlin Bear that went down making the tackle there, and it's a cramping situation.
So it'll be a gain of just more than 10 on the play. 2nd down and 5 from just past the 25-yard line as they attend to the Bear along the far side. Coach Glass out on the field now trying to get an explanation about what's going on as well, too. Maybe some concerns about timing or something. Now, all right, what's working well if you're the Celtics, and can it work for a long play? The hook and lateral seems like is always in play. We've seen that a couple times in the last 2 years here on the CW.
Officials timeout for an injured player of the defense. Dublin Jerome was not charged with the timeout. Both teams have 1 timeout remaining.
Okay, that'll be added back. Apparently it was taken off the scoreboard, so each team still has 1 remaining. And the player still being attended to at the 25-yard line. Next week, don't forget, big game as we got Olentangy Liberty taking on Hilliard-Davidson. Is that Brewster?
It is.
And there's the game next week. What a lot of fun we will have with that contest. We'll have a special guest, too, and Ken Baker, the commissioner of the OCC, will join us for that contest as well, too.
What a night this young man has had.
Played older than a sophomore, hasn't he?
Yeah, playing offense and defense, still signaling to his football team to get it done over there. The defense, let's get a win. Manufactured 2 drives at the end of the game, which were the difference maker. A forgetful 3 quarters, I think, Randy, for 3 teams, for both of the teams out there tonight, but both of them have really played well here in the 4th quarter.
So it is 2nd down and 5, but that is the sub-story here. 20 seconds left to go. 1 DB is about 20 yards off the line of scrimmage. Looking downfield, pass for big number 84. Penny falls incomplete. It will now be 3rd down and 5. And now you do have to got to be a little concerned about getting the 5 yards to move the sticks, but now you're climbing Kilimanjaro. You look at the distance they have to go in the limited amount of time, and the fact they only have 1 timeout remaining.
I think they got 2 opportunities, Randy, to throw the ball deep here.
You know, early on, it seemed like Jerome was able to overcome the turnovers, but Jeff, here later in the contest, now you go back to that line when you look at turnovers, the bottom of our stat page, and that may loom large for the Celtics if they can't come all the way back. Gets away from the pressure. Looking, gunning downfield, and the pass is caught. That's Mclaughlin. Needs a block. He's got it to the 50, the 45, and that's going to be the last play of the game. Down to the 40-yard line. He gained great yardage, but that will do it. Zeros on the clock, and Berlin comes back, and there's a flag that's just been tossed at the end of the game here, but I think this contest is over. If we pick up the football, this game is over. And the officials are indeed going to leave the field, I think. But there was a flag toss at the end of the game, and we'll wait to sort this out. And the game is Justin Bradford goes back to the Celtic bench to talk one more time. And the game indeed is history, and Berlin comes all the way back, and they get the victory, Chef. 22-21 in a wild, bizarre game in week number 8.
Yeah, the game couldn't end if it was going to be on a defensive penalty, so whatever the flag being thrown was for was picked up immediately, and the officials could not wait to exit this stadium.
What a contest for Mr. Brewster, for just a sophomore. Banged up a couple times in this game and winds up having a great night and leads his team to victory. We'll return to the game after this message here on the CW Columbus.
First Scores on Fox 28, sponsored by Spectrum, tonight at 10:45.
Welcome back to Bear Stadium. What a contest you saw in week number 8. 22-21 the final. To the sidelines we go. Miles Harris standing by with a happy and frantic and exhausted head coach for the Bears.
Exhaust is more like the word. Coach Mori here. 2 long drives there towards the end of the game. One for 90-plus yards, another one for 80-plus yards. How'd you do it?
I think our kids just had resiliency in the second half. You know, we had all those penalties in the first half. We practically walked them down the field. We played more style of our game in the second half, but I'll tell you what, they have a heck of a team. They're very well coached. We had to figure some things at halftime, and, you know, if this thing keeps going, it could have gone either way. So we just ended up winning when the time ran out, but it could have gone either way.
Now, one player that stuck out in my mind there, especially during that second half, is Harrison Brewster. What was it clicking for him there in that second half?
I don't know. Sometimes kids just get the momentum. I think we found the right play calling for him, and he was comfortable in that. It's something he does well, some of the stuff we were running. And so I think it was just a comfortability thing and a momentum thing.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Thank you very much. Randy, back over to you, guys.
What a night for high school football. Perfect weather, and what a rock'em sock'em game we had here in this contest. As 22-21, the final, as Berlin survives in this game by 1 point. They go to 7-1. Time now for our Zambezi Bay player of the game, and so many guys to look at and choose from. But I tell you what, when you think about what this young man did as just a sophomore, the fact that he got knocked down a couple of times, if the standing 8 count were in effect in this, I'm not sure he would have made it to the fourth quarter with a TKO. But he survives, and Harrison Brewster, 15 carries, 58 yards, a touchdown, 13 of 16 passing, 127 yards, 1 pick. And he also caught a pass near the end of the half for 40 yards that set up a field goal in the last play of the first half.
What else can the kid do? He's playing offense, he's playing defense, he threw the ball, he ran the ball, he caught the ball, made tackles on defense, Randy, and Harrison Brewster delivered the success when they needed it with the last 2 drives of the game here in the fourth period.
This game was all over the place, and the numbers will attest to that as you check them out as well, too. Congratulations to Mr. Brewster as the Zambezi Bay player of the game. But we had 15 accepted penalties. We had 6 turnovers. With that, we also had over 600 yards in total offense as well in this game. And look at the rushing to passing yards for Berlin, something you don't normally see. This is a team that averages 146 rushing, 146 passing, but tonight it was 2-1 in favor of pass yards. On the other side, the Celtics are pretty close.
I think Miles is going to do a trophy presentation.
All right, Miles, you ready
take
for
it
a
away.
Trophy presentation?
This is the trophy presentation. Guys, I just got one quick question for you. How'd that feel? Yeah! Congratulations on the win, guys. Week 8 winners. Honda's Friday Night Rivals. Guys, let's get this trophy out of my hand, guys. Come on now. Let's get it in here. Come on, boys.
Good celebration there, huh?
They're not dropping that one.
No, there's been plenty of turnovers tonight, but they are not going to drop that one. That's good.
Next week, can we top this? We'll give it our best shot. Olentangy Liberty, Hilliard-Davidson as we stay in the OCC. What a contest that should be. And Jeff, last week overtime, this week a one-pointer. What's going to happen next week?
I know. How about Berlin-Marysville next week, Randy? You start talking about state implications, league championships. That's going to be one heck of a football game.
Sir, we will talk to you again next week.
Thank you, my friend.
We appreciate everyone's effort as another edition of Honda's Friday Night Rivals comes to a close. We would like to extend a big thank you to all of our sponsors and Dean Marini and the Image Video broadcast team as well. Join us again next Friday at 7 p.m. when Olentangy Liberty takes on the squad from Hilliard-Davidson. On behalf of Jeff Logan, Miles Harris, and Jacob Stewart, I'm Randy Reinhardt. What a night it has been all over the place, and the 4-year-old school gets to blow out the candles on another victory here. They celebrate their birthday with a victory 22-21. We will say it one final time. You've been watching Honda's Friday Night Rivals presented by Columbus State Community College in one place here on the CW Columbus.